Welcome to the fan base. Welcome to the fan base. Buffalo, this the fan base.
Fourth and goal, we going forward, that's the only option. Yeah, we came to circle wagons, tell me who gon' stop us. This a no-fly zone, defense get it rocking. Gritty in the end zone, cause the camera's watching. Double coverage on Stephon, boy, who checking Davis. Don't let Josh tuck and run, he ain't nothing to play with. Shutting down the edge of Vaughn, ain't no one-on-one. Check gon' take it to the crib like he forgot his son. Other fans still think it's sweet like we don't run the East. Dion knock him off his feet and put that boy to sleep. Welcome to Buffalo, this the fan base. Where Super Bowl ring the only mandate. 25-year drought, time to set a straight. Team full of dogs, win it all, never play it safe.
Welcome to the fan base. Welcome to the fan base. Buffalo, this the fan base.
What's going on, Bills Mafia? Welcome to your Week 5 pregame with your hosts, Justice General Radford and my man, Jay Jordan. We got the Bills versus Ravens for you on this here Sunday afternoon. I believe this is a home game for the Bills, right, Jay?
Yes, it is.
Okay. How you doing today, bro?
I'm doing very well. I cannot wait to watch some more football. I like that we get to do this every single Sunday. We got to get this stuff, like, basically every single Sunday morning when I get the secure package thumbnail that has the game on it. It is one of the greatest feelings because all I do is put it right here in my laptop. You guys can't see it, but I put it here in my computer and then I upload it here for us to watch. So I can't wait. This is going to be awesome.
Absolutely. And you know what's cool is we're already at week 5. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like every week you have something to look forward to until the Bills actually play. And the closer we get, toward the season, the more, exciting it'll be. So it's really, really cool. But today we do have the Buffalo Bills versus the Pittsburgh Steelers, another AFC North rival after the Bills defeated the Ravens last week in a nail biter. It came down to the wire, but the Ravens offense just couldn't get it done at the end. Wasted a lot of clock and just kind of shot themselves in the foot. Bad time management, but the Bills come away with the W. What do you expect from another equally, probably, maybe even better defense in the Steelers, but maybe not such a great offense?
I'm really curious to see what this defense actually looks like, because if you look at their secondary, it's not the best coverage guys in the league, especially their corners. So, their number one corner is Levi Wallace right now. We are very familiar with Levi Wallace. I will like to see if he's the guy that they match up against Stephon Diggs in this matchup, but their defensive line is always going to be able to get after it. I think the Bills have a more improved offensive line, so maybe it's not going to be the same story we saw last year, week 1, but I'm ready to see what this Pittsburgh Steelers team can do, because this offense, their outside weapons aren't terrible. Really, it all kind of comes down to what is that offensive line going to look like for them, and what does the quarterback play look like? Are we going to see Mitch Trubisky? At least he's the guy that I had to set up for the roster of this. He is the starter, and Kenny Pickett is the backup. And right now we're going to see what he can do, because, again, we do have to go based off of what the ratings are in Madden 23. That's kind of the whole thing of this. Mitch Trubisky is a 69 overall. And I sent you a text this morning when I remembered, because I had to set up the rosters. I was like, that is so disrespectful for Mitch Trubisky. So we'll see what this offense looks like. If they get just anywhere close to okay play out of Mitch Trubisky, I could see them still being able to hang up there with the Bills, but they also have Najee Harris in the backfield too, so they've got some options to go against the Bills. And we saw what Madden thinks of the Bills' run defense against the Tennessee Titans, so we'll see what the Pittsburgh Steelers can do here today.
So what was Kenny Pickett's overall?
He's a 73 overall. But I didn't make him the starter yet, because I assumed that Mike Tomlin, at least at this moment, when you bring in a guy like Mitch Trubisky, he's going to get the start. You paid him for 2 years, and then you're going to see if he struggles, then that's when you put the rookie in. That's kind of the traditional thing to do. So right now, at least this early in the season, Mitch Trubisky still has that job, but I don't understand Madden. You know, 1 year he's a backup and he drops to a 69 overall. That I don't really understand, because when he signed as a backup, it was kind of he could have got a starting job somewhere, and he didn't. He went and took it, so Madden kind of dinged him for that, and I don't really understand it.
Yeah, I don't understand that either. But nonetheless, he is the starter. It'll kind of be like a Patrick Mahomes situation in his first year at Arrowhead. Obviously, Alex Smith was not the superior quarterback, but they played Alex Smith considering Patrick Mahomes was a rookie. Gave him a year, redshirt freshman, and obviously that worked out for them. So we'll see how it works for the Pittsburgh Steelers this year with Mitch Trubisky at the helm. If he does start, we'll see what happens in real life. But here in Madden, he's getting the start in week 5. So again, we talked about, the offense a little bit now. TJ Watt became the highest paid player in a defensive player of all time last year at that time, right? Maybe the best defensive end in the league. No longer have Melvin Ingram, but do you think that this could be a liability? The offensive line could be a liability this year, just as it was in week 1 of last year.
And you're speaking of who for the
Bills offensive line.
Bills offensive line. No, I really feel like the only spot that you really have to worry about with this Bills offensive line, at least right now, is your left guard, and you have Roger Saffold there because he's new. That's the only reason I would say that you have to worry about it, because other than that, most of these guys on this line have been together for quite a few years. It's actually consistent now. So last year, we saw TJ Watt didn't really get to do much in the game against Darrell Williams. So he did get a few, but I got to say, I think the offensive line is going to hold up better this year just because of the continuity against this defensive line of the Steelers, who now have Larry Ogunjobi on the line with Cameron Hayward and TJ Watt. So, this defensive line is going to be getting after it, man.
So, of course, the Buffalo Bills are 4-0 up to this point. They've beaten the likes of the Dolphins, the Rams, the Ravens, and who's the other team?
The Titans.
Titans, that's right. Yeah. So they scored 50 burgers the first 3 weeks, right? Last week, not so much. Oh, no, the first 2 weeks, and then two last games they didn't. But they've been having offensive explosions. Obviously, we put out Josh Allen's stats and how he's done so far in this season, and he's done particularly very, very well, putting up gaudy stats. And do you think that continues this week? Obviously, last week the numbers were they were good for Josh Allen, but they only scored like 37 points. Do you think that continues?
I'm gonna say yes, only because when I look at the coverage of what the Ravens have a much better secondary than the Pittsburgh Steelers do. The Pittsburgh Steelers have a much better defensive line than the Ravens do. So I really think that Josh Allen is going to have more impressive stats passing wise this week than he did, and it's going to result in touchdowns. But I don't know if Josh Allen, again, we've seen the peak was like 600 yards. He had a 600-yard game. I don't ever see him really going over that again. That felt like a true anomaly in these simulations. Not something that I would say is, out of the realm of possibility if the Bills just left Josh Allen in for a whole game against a team that is clearly inferior and they just let them run up the score. But I definitely think that this is going to be a comeback game for Josh Allen, and they're going to continue to have this step forward where his stats, it's going to be unbelievable this year. And some people in the comments were already giving us suggestions of doing the accelerated time clock and all that. I haven't done any, simulations with that to see how faster the game would go in, simulation wise. So I'll probably be experimenting with that this week. But I think right now we're going to get probably, I would say, a 500-yard game from him. Just if I was guessing, because just this coverage unit is not the same as the last two we've kind of been seeing them play against. Like the secondaries of the Dolphins and the Ravens are much better than the Steelers.
All right, you heard it from Nostradamus himself. We'll see if Jake's prediction is correct in today's game. Josh Allen throwing for half of 1,000 yards. We'll see what happens.
I got one question for you, Justice. Before we get into this game, who's the player you're looking at to have the most impact on this Bills defense?
On the Bills defense?
Yeah.
Well, you got to look at Mitchell Trubisky. Who's he throwing the football to? He's throwing the football to Claypool,
Deontay Johnson.
Deontay Thompson. Okay. All right,
Calvin Austin the third.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to go with I'm going to go with the rookie, Kyrie Elam again. He's going to duplicate the game he had in week 1 where he had 3 interceptions. Not duplicate it, but he's going to have another great game in my prediction.
That's an easy pick because I told you the starting quarterback is a 69 overall, so he's probably going to throw some ducks out there, but who knows?
Yeah.
All right, but yeah, no.
All right, let's go ahead and get into this game. Sorry, did you say something?
No, I'm ready to get into it.
All right, let's get into this game. Week 5, Buffalo Bills versus the Baltimore Ravens. Let's go.
We are here, and the Buffalo Bills have brought back the red helmets, taking advantage of the NFL's new rules as it comes to how many helmets a team can use and the different colors of it. We are your commentators. I am Jake Jordan, joined by my colleague Justus Radford. And Justus, today we get to see the Buffalo Bills take on the Pittsburgh Steelers, a game that maybe has been a little bit of a rivalry the last couple of years, playing each other in some pretty important games as of late in last year, week 1. What are you expecting to see today?
Well, a lot of people think that, the Steelers maybe aren't competitive from time to time. They don't have the best looking roster, but the Steelers are always competitive. As we know, Mike Tomlin has never had a losing season in his coaching career as a head coach for these Pittsburgh Steelers. And I don't expect to have them to have one this year. I expect this to be a tough matchup. The Bills are the dominant team in the AFC. They're going to have a really big opponent to get through today.
Yeah, and the Steelers, one of those teams that could finish at the bottom of their division, but just because they do that does not mean that they are a bad team whatsoever. They are not an easy out. With the Hall of Fame type caliber coach that Mike Tomlin is, it's always going to be a hard-fought battle when you play against this Pittsburgh Steelers team, embodying the hearts of the Pittsburgh City. While we're here, let's talk about the sim rules that we got here. We have 15-minute quarters, all Madden difficulty, with the QB ratings, the match leaked Madden 23 ratings that they have. So that means that Josh Allen is a 95 overall, with Mitchell Trubisky being a 69 overall. All updated rosters to reflect the team changes with rounds 1 through 3 rookies and no user input at all. It is all CPU. And, what are you looking to see out of Mitchell Trubisky today? I know I just said he's a 69 overall, but you got to expect that he's still got to be able to do something to put this Pittsburgh team over this Buffalo Bills team that's been on a roll.
Well, when you look at this Bills defense, your best bet is to run against them because their secondary is so dangerous. The defensive line is no slouch either, but we'll see what their game plan going forward is with somebody who seems to be as limited as Trubisky, as we see a return come out of the end zone, which we don't see very often. And for reasons like that, is he only makes it out to the 17-yard line.
Yeah, and we bring up a newly acquired weapons for this Pittsburgh Steelers team. That was Gunnar Olszewski last year, being with the New England Patriots. This team, a lot of people don't expect them to maybe be good, but when you look at some of the pickups that they've brought, I still believe this Pittsburgh Steelers team is going to be very competitive. And they've made some really good draft picks with George Pickens and Calvin Austin III. They have given Mitchell Trubisky some weapons here.
And we'll see exactly what he can do with them as we get ready for the first snap game. Trubisky's in the gun. He's going to hand it off to his back, Najee Harris. He's not going to go anywhere. He's going to get a gain of about 3 yards, first carry of the game.
And with Najee Harris coming into this year a little bit heavier than the last year, and everybody seeming to take that and explain onto it that they are saying that he is a much heavier back. He's not the bus. He's only coming in a few pounds heavier than he was last year, but we're going to see what his impact here is today with the quarterback with a 69 overall.
Trubisky comes up in the gun again. He's going to run again. Najee Harris again. It's another gain of 3 yards.
Yeah, and I think that's really going to be a thing that you see very often in this game with the Steelers. Is just handing the ball to Najee Harris and seeing if they can get themselves in the third and manageables and just hoping that Mitchell Trubisky can get them out of it. And that could be their recipe for success here today.
We see what they do on third down. Mitchell Trubisky's going to make his first throw of the game, and he's going to throw it away. And the punt team will come on the field before the Steelers even reach their own 25-yard line. Josh Allen will get ready to take the field. And
let's just hope that is not something that Pittsburgh continues to do today. Not what you want to see coming out immediately, going 3 and out, and then giving the ball to one of the best offenses in the league. But right here, if you're the Pittsburgh Steelers, you need to establish what you're going to do against this Buffalo Bills defense. And if that's trying to just run the ball twice and pass it, you're going to be in for a rude awakening.
And the punt is off. We will not see a fake. And he punts towards the sideline. Pretty good punt. It's going to land at about the 37-yard line, excuse me. And again, Josh Allen has had an MVP caliber season. He has gone mad this season so far with over 1,600 yards passing through 4 weeks. He's got 14 passing touchdowns, 4 rushing touchdowns. Do you expect the same MVP caliber season to continue here versus Pittsburgh?
I do, and even though this Pittsburgh Steelers defense is always going to be hard-nosed, their secondary is still lacking really good coverage guys. So I could see with all the weapons that the Buffalo Bills have, Josh Allen being able to take advantage of that and put up some really nice yards here today.
He's under center today to start the game. Play action. He's got plenty of time versus the Steelers defensive line, and TJ Watt, who was not rushing the quarterback that time, comes up as Josh Allen takes the slide and gets a gain of 2 yards on the carry.
We can already see it in the comments section here. People loving the red helmets. Justus, what do these red helmets make you feel? Because right now, I think they look pretty beautiful. This is a mixture of the current Buffalo Bills home team uniform with some red helmets and some red socks.
Would love to see the red helmets come back. They were definitely my favorite so far. So I also like the white ones, but the red were classic. Josh Allen drops back the pass, and he throws it through a tight window, gets it out to his man Jamison Crowder, and it'll be 3rd and inches.
Yeah, and people on the internet really debating whether or not Crowder's going to have that much of an impact and what his stats are going to be. We can tell you right here with these Madden simulations, he's been one of Josh Allen's favorite targets this year.
Similar situation to the Steelers as we come out on 3rd down. Josh Allen drops back the pass. Josh Allen completes it over to his man Isaiah McKenzie for the first down.
There were 2 options right there, and Josh Allen just decided to get the one that was going to get him a couple more yards there. Just absolutely. Maybe if he had thrown it to the other guy, he could have turned up and actually got way more. But right here, Josh Allen just picking apart already this secondary.
As he comes out in the gun, we're going to get another play action. He escapes pressure from TJ Watt. He's on the run again. He gets hit hard with another gain of 2 on the play.
And you know that's what's going to happen against this Pittsburgh team. They are going to hit you hard. And right here, that is what Mike Tomlin preaches. So if you're going to run out there, Josh Allen, he did really well on his first run where he slid, but you're probably not going to want to take too many shots like that today.
He's under center. We're going to get our first run of the game. Devin Singletary had nowhere to go immediately. He stopped in the backfield.
And it's going to be curious to see what the Bills decide to do here, because trying to run against this defensive line is going to be really hard. Kind of like last week with the Ravens. Devin Singletary, again, didn't have his greatest days, had better games this year. But right here, this defensive line is really going to be stout against the run. So I'll be curious to see if Devin Singletary actually has a great game today or if it's all in the air today. And we have a throw right over the middle to Gabriel Davis, just wide open in a zone. And right now we're going to be wondering to see, is Gabe Davis going to have this great of a game? And right here, big pickup for the Bills now at the 20-yard line, moving the chains, and Josh Allen just waiting, finding his man wide open. We're going to see right here, are the Buffalo Bills really going to just... Are you back, Justus?
Yeah, I'm sorry I had myself muted. Sorry about that, guys. All right. Come back on 1st and 10 after the gorgeous throw by Josh Allen. He drops back the pass. He slings it. He finds Gabriel Davis again, Mr. number 2 receiver. I mean, there was speculation about whether or not he could handle the job of replacing Emmanuel Sanders in this season so far. He absolutely has.
He has, and he's showing everybody that he has that ability to be that reliable target for Josh Allen opposite of Stephon Diggs. And right now, let's not discount Josh Allen right now. 4 of 4 on this drive. Perfect going down, and the Bills set up in great position.
Josh Allen in the center. We're going to have our second run of the game. Devin Singletary runs into the line and picks up a gain or 2.
Absolutely. Cameron Hayward just taking out Devin Singletary. And right now, when you're in this position, this defensive line isn't going to make it easy for you to just run it in. So we're going to see maybe they get a little bit creative here and use some play action and just punch it in on this first drive.
We'll see if they take Jake's advice as Josh Allen comes out under center. No play action. Toss play coming. It goes nowhere but backwards.
And there's Zach Moss seeing his first action of the game. And right now, trying to run the ball in this position, when you have a guy who's as dual of a threat as Josh Allen, maybe you try to do a little bit more than just pitching it out and running it up the middle in this position. We've seen that Madden likes to do this with the Bills in this position. But right now, we know in real life that the Bills in the red zone last year were one of the best in the league.
And to run it at TJ Watt is also a mistake. Josh Allen just about to pass. He finds his man, Stephon Diggs, in the end zone. That's a Buffalo touchdown.
And if you want a touchdown, who's the man you go to? It is Stephon Diggs, newly paid wide receiver 1, Stephon Diggs, getting that first score for Buffalo, getting them up on the board. And look at how fast he got over there onto the bleachers just to absolutely pump up the crowd. And right there, look at that beautiful ball. Just Stephon Diggs going, coming back, and right there just absolutely making his defender pay. And that's why you pay that man the big bucks. And now the Buffalo Bills on the board. And right here, we're going to see, after Tyler Bass puts up this extra point, what the Steelers can do in response.
You have to love your offense being able to come out and score on their opening drive. Equally is you have to love a 3-out on the opening drive, and this game couldn't have started better for this Buffalo offense. How about Josh Allen, 5 for 5 in that drive? He was perfect.
Yeah, and it just shows the patience that Josh Allen has to just wait and finds the perfect opportunities to hit his wide receivers. And like I've said, this Pittsburgh secondary is going to be in for a long day, because all of these weapons that the Buffalo Bills have, there's not enough great coverage guys in this Pittsburgh secondary to really be able to cover everybody. So if Josh Allen gets even a smidgen of time, then he's going to be able to take advantage of it, and someone will be open.
Gunnar Olszewski back for the return as the Buffalo Bills take a 7-0 lead. He's gonna leave this one in the end zone and start at his own 25. Jake, they're already starting in better field position than they ended last drive with.
Yeah, Olszewski probably went over the sideline over the last one, and Mike Tomlin told him, do not take it out of the end zone again. We need to be set up in the best position as possible. And right here, starting at the 25, which they couldn't even get to on the last possession, is much better for this Pittsburgh offense already. So we're going to see what they do here. Maybe they go back to the ground, but right now it looks like they're finally going to let Mitch Trubisky sling.
Trubisky, 5 wide. He's using his legs. He had plenty of space in front of him, but chooses to throw it away. Not really sure. Perhaps he was scared to get hit on the play.
Yeah, and we saw that last week too with some questionable simulating of both Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson not wanting to run it. So Mitch Trubisky seems like is also not immune to that same weird simulation.
Najee Harris bullying his way down the field. He carried Tremaine Edmonds on his back for a 6-yard gain.
Yeah, and we've also seen a lot of that in these simulations as well. Whoever is the first one to try to meet the running back usually gets carried, and that is always Tremaine Edmonds. Even in real life, usually when somebody meets Tremaine Edmonds, it's not usually Tremaine Edmonds being the one that's being carried.
3rd and 4. This is a huge play for the Steelers offense early. Trubisky's using his legs again. He finds his man. He gets the first down. That's Chase Claypool, if I'm not mistaken.
George Pickens.
Excuse me.
Draft pick for the Steelers. And look, that's one thing that's underrated, and a lot of people seem to forget about Mitchell Trubisky is he can still use his legs to avoid defenders and get out there and still buy some time for one of his receivers to get open. And right there, he finds George Pickens. And now, keeping this drive alive, the Pittsburgh Steelers are rolling here.
Trubisky, close to midfield. He's giving it to the back. Najee Harris finds a hole, and he's going through. That's a great gain on the play for Mitch Trubisky. He gets the first down.
Yeah, and if you want to absolutely make sure that Pittsburgh can do nothing is do not let Najee Harris get hot, one of the better young backs in the league. And if you let him get hot, he will continue to burn you. And right now, it seems like he's getting those motors a-rolling.
So we'll have 1st and 10. The Pittsburgh Steelers will be taking their first snap inside the Buffalo Bills territory. Mitch Trubisky is taking them downfield thus far. Let's see what he can do for the rest of the drive as he drops back to pass. He's letting it go deep. He's got him out. Oh, my goodness. Great throw. Chase Claypool was there in the end zone, but even better defense by the veteran Micah Hyde.
Yeah, great defense by Micah Hyde. And maybe if Chase Claypool wasn't TikTok dancing in the end zone, he'd be working on his hands there, and he would have grabbed that ball. What a beautiful ball by Mitchell Trubisky thrown right there.
We'll see what he can do here on 2nd down as he's back in the gun. He is getting the pocket closed on a great throw. Mitchell Trubisky as he finds George Pickens again with the completion. Mitchell Trubisky is only 2 for 5, but he's been pretty accurate today.
Yeah, and, just seeing what Mitch Trubisky, first year in this offense right here, a little bit of toe drag swag there for you by George Pickens getting that ball. Right now it seems like, and Buffalo is going to challenge this.
Didn't know you could challenge in this game, Jake.
I didn't know that they could eat. Well, I mean, you can challenge, but we haven't seen a challenge yet this year.
Literally, anytime I play this game, the challenge button is always gray.
Yeah, it's always grayed out.
Yeah, but we'll see what the referees think. It looked like a catch to me.
Yeah, surely. And right there, I think they're going to confirm it here on the field. And they do.
The ruling on the field is confirmed. First down by the Pittsburgh Steelers. So great throw by Mitch Trubisky. Better toe drag swag by George Pickens. The Steelers are on the move, and they're close to being inside the Buffalo Bills red zone as we see Trubisky come out. He's under center. He's doing a toss to his guy, Najee Harris. Najee Harris follows his blocks, and he picks up a gain of 4 on the play.
Yep, and now at the 19-yard line here, right now it looks like the Pittsburgh Steelers are still trying to figure out what they're going to do here, and it looks like they're having a little bit of success both ways, throwing and running the ball. And right now, Buffalo just trying to make sure with this bend-don't-break defense that they don't let the Steelers score here.
Trubisky back to pass. He finds his man. That's a pickup of about 4 on the play as Trubisky finds his tight end.
Yep, Pat Freiermuth out of Notre Dame right there. And That was a great pickup last year. Not used as much with Big Ben under the center still last year, but still put up, pretty good yards for somebody who was being thrown to by a mummy that was still out there. So definitely, I can't wait to see what he looks like. Again, not like the Steelers don't have an abundant amount of weapons for Mitch Trubisky to throw to here.
We'll see what Mitch Trubisky does here on third down. A big play. They're going to run it. Najee Harris is picking up the first down before he's taken down by Matt Milano, Dane Jackson.
Yeah, and right now I still cannot just get over how great these red helmets look on these Buffalo Bills current uniforms. But right now, these red helmets need to help stop the Pittsburgh Steelers, who have seemed to kind of find their groove of what they're going to do. And it's just do whatever you have to get that first down. And now they're in great territory here to tie it up against these Buffalo Bills.
It'll be 1st and 10. Ball on the 12-yard line. Trubisky's in the gun with Harris beside him. He's going to throw. Plenty of time. He's scrambling out of the pocket. He's going to throw the ball away. Ooh-wee. Looked like it could have been in the area of Chase Claypool, and that was a bit dangerous for the Bills defense.
Yeah, it was, and right there still great of Mitchell Trubisky to sense the awareness and all the pressure coming down on him and just getting rid of the ball and not putting his team in a worse position.
2nd and 10. Trubisky's drop back to pass. Plenty of time, not very much pressure. He really ran himself into pressure and threw the ball away. That'll bring up 3rd and 10 from the 12-yard line.
Yeah, it will, and just look at the coverage by this Buffalo Bills secondary, one of the best in the league. Mitchell Trubisky, while he had a ton of time there, nobody was able to get open, and right now, 3rd and 10, this is not the ideal position if you're the Steelers.
4-man rush coming at Trubisky, closing the pocket. He's feeling the pressure. He's going to take off and run. Mitch Trubisky evades Tremaine Edmonds and runs it in for the 12-yard score.
And who says that man can't run again? Buffalo Bills fans know he was a great addition to the team last year to have as a backup quarterback. He has the skills to be one of the best two-way players in this NFL, and right there, just showing it right there, absolutely evading Tremaine Edmonds and getting the touchdown. Now Pittsburgh tied up with Buffalo here, still with 6 minutes left in the first quarter.
That is exactly the answer you're looking for if you're a Pittsburgh Steelers fan here in the first quarter. The Buffalo Bills go down the field and score. You go down the field and score versus this last year's ranked number 1 defense.
Yeah, and we've got Singletary over on the bench. Coach coming over to probably tell Tremaine Edmonds that, hey, it's okay, you'll get him next time, and now Coach has teleported back to the sideline.
These guys are magicians out there.
Don't you love it,
though? We'll see what the Buffalo Bills offense can do with their second drive of the game. We've got a great one here for you, ladies and gentlemen. Is the Buffalo Bills versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. It's a tie game, 7-7 here in the first quarter. Josh Allen and Mitch Trubisky both having pretty good games despite what their stats might say. Josh Allen's having a good game, but Mitch Trubisky has been extremely accurate as we see Tavon Austin bring it out to the 24-yard line. Are you expecting another great drive here from Josh Allen?
I am. We've kind of seen what they were able to do against this Pittsburgh secondary. I don't expect it to really change very much. And just to harp back on what Mitch Trubisky's been able to do, he made smart throws, got rid of it whenever he felt the pressure, and they were able to run the ball effectively. Right now, that's all you can ask for a quarterback that's in his first year in your system. And Mike Tomlin and that defense are going to do whatever they can to try to keep this game close.
Josh Allen is in the gun. 1st and 10. You get a run. James Cook jumping over people with his first run of the day. He picks up 6 on the carry.
Yeah, and our first time seeing James Cook since 2 weeks ago. He didn't really get any snaps last week. It was more Zach Moss and Devin Singletary. Right now, we're going to see what the Bills do. Maybe they incorporate these running backs in more of a passing role, as that just gives them another weapon against this secondary.
Josh Allen is in the gun again. He's giving it to James Cook again. And again, James Cook is picking up 6 yards. That's a first down.
It is. And right here, the Buffalo Bills trying to establish whether they can run the ball or not against this Pittsburgh defense. And right now, they've had success on the last 2 runs, and we're going to see if they do it a little bit more.
Bills, trips left. Josh Allen under the center. Diggs in formation. Diggs does not get the carry, but instead he gives it to Devin Singletary, who picks up a gain of 2 on the carry.
And right now, you're not going to be able to keep doing the same thing over and over against a Mike Tomlin-led team. So if the Bills are really just going to keep trying to run the ball here, it would probably be more advantageous for them to try to throw it and air it out.
Josh comes back out under center. He's giving it to Devin Singletary again. Devin Singletary cuts again and finds the opening and a gain of 14 on the carry.
And that is why you do not listen to me all the time, because right there, Devin Singletary showing that he can find the hole. And right now, the Bills moving the chains. Just what a great run by Devin Singletary, finding that hole, making defenders miss, and just getting as many yards as he could right there.
That is crucial for this Bills offense, having Devin Singletary be able to run the ball and not put it all on Josh Allen's shoulders. As we see Devin Singletary out back again. Quick throw to Gabriel Davis, but it's dropped. And that's Josh Allen's first incompletion of the day.
It is, and big hit from the defensive back right there on the Gabe Davis, popping that ball out right there. Again, like we've said, against this Pittsburgh defense, you better be ready to get hit, because they hit, and they hit hard.
2nd and 10, Josh Allen. We're starting the gun. He's getting blitzed. We see a successful screen, and James Cook will take it for a gain of 7 yards. And they finally make it happen. They've had problems with the screen in the past, but they pick up a nice gain on this one.
Yeah, they do. And James Cook right there, that's kind of one of the big things that they drafted him for, is to be able to, his dynamic ability in the screen game is going to make him one of the premier weapons in this offense, should they utilize the screens.
They got 2 tight ends set. Josh Allen under center. Josh Allen finds his man, O.J. Howard, breaking tackles and takes it to the Pittsburgh 30-yard line.
Then 7 of 8 right here. Josh Allen just really efficient in picking who he's going to throw the ball to. And O.J. Howard picking up 12 yards right there. Micah Fitzpatrick with the tackle. And right there, we're going to see another one too, just wide open in the middle of the field. O.J. Howard able to just help move those chains. And again, the embarrassment of weapons that this Buffalo Bills offense has is one of the most spectacular things in the NFL today.
Josh Allen comes out under center. He's giving it to Devin Singletary. Finds another hole. He takes a big hit, but not before he gets a great gain, taking it inside the Pittsburgh red zone.
Yeah, brother of Tremaine Edmonds, Terrell Edmonds, saying, I'm not going to get carried by a running back, and absolutely taking out Devin Singletary right here. Big hit. And I can't keep saying it, but I will. They will hit you. So you better be ready and be braced to take a hit every single time, especially in a wide open field like that with a man the size of Terrell Edmonds coming straight at you.
Josh Allen drops back. Yeah, he throws it. Dawson Knox finds him over the middle for a gain of 7. And Jake, we talked about it. Josh Allen has a 79% completion percentage this season so far. Right now, he's only thrown 1 incompletion in his first quarter. That's going to go up even higher.
Yeah, it is. And I'll explain it after we see Josh Allen probably throw the ball here again.
He's in the gun. He is going to throw again. But he is dangerous with his feet in the red zone. He finds his man, Dawson Knox, and he picks up the first down. He's 9 of 10. That's 90%.
Yeah, and it's because he is picking he's not making the dangerous throws. He's not going for the big plays. He's taking what is needed, and he's taking what the defense is giving him, and that is why his completion percentage is so high.
Josh Allen is under center. He's going to give it to the back again, and he's not going to get very much yardage. He's actually going to lose a nice little bit of yardage for the loss of 3 yards.
Yeah, and right there again, we've seen the Buffalo Bills have a propensity to just try to run the ball when they're in the red zone like this. And, this Pittsburgh Steelers team is not going to make it easy on them, and that is for sure.
As we see the Buffalo Bills here on 2nd and goal from the 7-yard line, Josh Allen's under center again. There in the eye, 2 tight end formation. They give it to their big back. He's big hit. Zach Moss goes 2 yards, but not before he is absolutely walloped by Devin Bush.
Yeah, Devin Bush just coming in and putting the hit on them. And right there, we've seen the last couple of plays, these linebackers are going to make it hard. They will come down and hit you. And right there now, also just realizing that Miles Jack is also on this Pittsburgh team.
Josh Allen finds his man, Gabriel Davis, for his 2nd touchdown pass of the day. Josh Allen continuing his great performance as he comes to this drive with almost all completions, only the 1 drop from Gabriel Davis, but he makes up for it on the touchdown grab.
Yeah, he does. 1 to Diggs, 1 to Davis. You wouldn't want to have it any other way. Right there, the Buffalo Bills just spreading the ball around. And if you're a wide receiver right now, you better be looking, because Josh Allen is throwing the ball all over the yard.
How intimidated does the Steelers offense have to be? You give up the first drive, go out 3 and out. You watch this offense go down the field, get a touchdown. You answer back with a touchdown just for them to come back out and for Josh Allen to go nearly perfect again and get another touchdown.
It just makes the pressure on, because it's not like Pittsburgh's defense is not doing exactly what they need to do right here. Pittsburgh is still trying to work with what they got here, but if you're the offense here, the pressure is on, because if you have to, every single time you come out on the field now, score to keep up with these Buffalo Bills, it's going to make it pretty hard. So this defense of Pittsburgh really needs to figure something out here and try to stop Buffalo at least a couple of times to give their offense a true chance of winning.
Gunnar Olszewski brings it out of the end zone, and that proves unwise again, as he only makes it out to the 22-yard line. And Jake, we just talked about it. This offense needs to respond. The Bills had 2 drives in this game, and they scored on both of those. Josh Allen has thrown 1 incompletion so far today, and it was a very accurate pass. So this offense needs an answer right now.
They need to. This is going to be the one thing that they truly hope, is that they can score against this Pittsburgh defense again and just keep themselves in this game and not fall into a hole that we have seen so many other teams in the past fall into against this Bills team that they have to crawl out of.
Trubisky, he's giving it to his back on the counter. It is going nowhere. He gets a gain of nothing on the play, gain of 1, and we got 2nd and 9.
Yeah, and right there, we're looking to see if they're just going to keep running the ball here. That might be the best option, is to just try to keep running the clock here, run the ball, and hopefully go down and score and keep up with this Bills team and not make this game a huge slugfest.
Trubisky has Claypool in motion. Trubisky gives it to Harris. Harris had a hole, but that hole was closed up quick by Tremaine Edmonds and AJ Epinesa.
Yeah, and right so here, just having that same mentality of running the ball a few times and then having the pass, that it's not going to work. They need to be a little bit more aggressive when it comes to just taking the short passes as well.
Trubisky, 3rd down. He's going long. Oh!
Was it caught?
It was incomplete. Great play. Almost caught. If the second man doesn't get over there, that's a caught ball.
It is. And right there, Mitchell Trubisky taking the chance. But if you're Pittsburgh, that is maybe not a throw that you were hoping for right there. Pretty dangerous when you need to be out here trying to score. Taking a shot like that down the field.
Not a great point, as the Bills will come out and start from their own 39-yard line, already just a 1st down away from midfield. Josh Allen will take the field for his 3rd drive of the game. Of course, he has 2 touchdown passes on the first 2. We're still in the first quarter, although this would probably be the last play as Josh Allen comes out. Pistol formation. Devin Singletary in the backfield. Devin Singletary gets the play action. Josh Allen's using his feet. He jumps it off to Dawson Knox, and that falls incomplete. And so that'll be the last play of the first quarter here. The Buffalo Bills are leading the Pittsburgh Steelers 14-7. And Jake, I mean, we've seen these quarterbacks it's not the last play of the first quarter. Josh Allen's under center. Same play to Gabriel Davis. This time it's complete. That will be the final play of the first quarter. Jake, what are you liking from this game so far?
Right now, I'm just liking how Josh Allen is just picking these receivers to just catch these very nice, simple throws, not doing anything too dangerous, and they're marching down the field. And right now, like we've said, this Steelers secondary doesn't have the best coverage players in it. And right now, they are just marching down the field again. In Pittsburgh, every single time they have the ball in their court, they need to try to score. And right now, it looks like this could get ugly if their defense doesn't find out how to stop Josh Allen and this offense soon.
So we will see Josh Allen back out on the field now here to start the second quarter. He's in the gun. He's going to draw back the pass. He finds his man Crowder, but that doesn't really look like it went anywhere, and it gets no yards, no gain.
Yeah, and Josh Allen there just hoping that he could hit Crowder while he was still in bounds and he could turn upfield and get a few yards before a defender came down to meet him. And right there, those are the type of throws that you're just seeing Josh Allen make all day. Safe, smart throws, trying to get a few yards, set his team up in better position.
Josh Allen comes out. He's back in the gun. He's at the Pittsburgh 48. He has the play action. He's using his feet, scrambling around. He's going to pick up the first down.
Yep, and that's what you can't do. Oh, 3rd and inches, actually.
He actually didn't pick up the first down. So now, like Jay said, it'll be 3rd and inches. Ball on the Pittsburgh 39.
Yeah, and you can't let Josh Allen do that. Again, we've seen he'll beat you with his arm. He'll beat you with his legs. It does not matter. And right now, if you're Pittsburgh, you tried to do everything you could. The coverage was pretty sticky, and Josh Allen still found a way out, and he got some pretty much 9.5 yards.
Zach Moss on the carry. He picks up 8 yards on 3rd down. That's going to be a first down and then some.
And now with a new set of downs, Josh Allen, this offense can keep on rocking right now, just moving down the field at the 31-yard lines, moving the chains. Zach Moss putting the hit on whoever that defensive back was. I cannot see what his number was because he was already put in the ground too fast. 25. I'll look up who that is real quick. 25. That is Ahkello Witherspoon getting the hit.
He also got the touchdown pass caught on him in the first quarter. Josh Allen's in the pistol. He's got Gabriel Davis going in motion. Devin Singletary breaks a tackle, but can't break the second. He did good to pick up a yard on that play, Jake.
Yeah, he did. And right there, Miles Jack being able to come down and stop him, because if he didn't, Devin Singletary is probably taking it a long way there. I got a question for you, Justus. Ahkello Witherspoon being the option that the Steelers put on Stephon Diggs, kind of questionable.
Very questionable. You're not going to be able to cover Stephon Diggs or Gabriel Davis today. Josh Allen. Whoa! That was almost a spectacular play by Josh Allen, but he couldn't quite fit it in there. We got 3rd and 9.
But yeah, just to keep talking about it, we haven't seen much of Levi Wallace this game, the starting corner. You'd think he'd be the one they put on Stephon Diggs.
Maybe he's been the one covering Gabriel Davis. I think we see the superstar there at the bottom. That might be Levi Wallace, as we see the catch made by James Cook on the play. That's a gain of 2. That'll bring a 4th down, and the Pittsburgh Steelers get their first stop of the day on this Bills offense.
And holding the Buffalo Bills to 7 here is an accomplishment for this team. Just being able to hold them to 3, that is definitely going to help your odds, especially if your offense can definitely go out there and just make sure that they can go and try to put 7 on the board, keep you in this game, as we still have about 12 minutes left here in the second half.
Tyler Bass, the kick is up, and Tyler Bass is so good. The kick is good, and since really the second half of Tyler Bass's rookie season, he has been lights out and very reliable for the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, he's been one of the most lights out kickers in the league, especially one of the most reliable ones too, that if you put him on the field, you can know that he's probably going to make it. Definitely great, especially when you have a team like the Bills who have Super Bowl aspirations, to have a kicker that as long as you set him up in reasonable position, he can get you out. So every drive, the least that you're going to come out with is 3, so you're always putting points up on the board.
So the Steelers defense does good to keep 3 points on the board for this Bills offense, giving their offense an opportunity to keep them in the game, as if they score here, it'll be just a one-possession game. Gunnar Olszewski takes it from the 2-yard line and maybe should have let the ball bounce, as he only gets it back to the 20. Not very good on the return so far this season for anyone, really, as we see Mitch Trubisky come back out for his first drive of the second quarter.
Yeah, in the kick again, this special teams coverage unit of the Buffalo Bills is one of the best in the league, and it has been for the last few years. Sean McDermott and his staff really pride themselves on being able to have a really good special teams, which is something that a lot of teams seem to look over, but it's still an important part of the game.
1st and 10. He's giving it to Najee Harris. That's a big gain, 12 yards actually, as he picks up the first down.
And don't let that guy get hot. Again, we've seen what happens when you leave those holes open for Najee Harris. He's going to go through and absolutely make you pay for it. And right there, just Najee Harris being able to go upfield. And right now, the Steelers really need this, because they need to take as much time as possible off the clock, but they also need to escape on this drive with 7.
And we'll see what they do here as Mitch Trubisky is in the gun. I think they know how big of a drive this is. So we're going to see more Najee Harris here. He is having a really good game, averaging 5.4 yards per carry as he picks up 8 on that game.
Yeah, and if you're going to keep doing it, the Pittsburgh Steelers might just want to keep going to the well, as Kaiir Elam's the one who was able to get in there and stop Najee Harris. Just keep going to the well, and right now Najee Harris is bringing them some wealth.
And they go back to the well. He is fighting through Buffalo Bills, and that is the hardest earned 3 yards I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, it is. And Tremaine Edmonds coming in, eventually getting Najee Harris down. But man, this has been quite a game here, at least rushing wise, for the Pittsburgh Steelers, as something that you assumed might be the case coming into today.
We've got another Najee Harris carry, and he takes it down to the Buffalo 35. He is absolutely doing it by himself on this drive, Jake.
Yeah, and Najee Harris, you cannot leave those holes open. Again, the reason why Pittsburgh took him so high when they did is so that they could have somebody to hand the ball off to. And in these situations right there, just being able to be saved right there, he could have taken that one to the house. And right now, Pittsburgh Steelers just absolutely running all over this Buffalo Bills team and in great position here.
Mitch Trubisky's under center. We've got Freiermuth not Freiermuth, but we got a man in motion. Najee Harris gets it again. Not enough blocking in the world could have gotten him anywhere on that play, as it looks like they knew exactly what was coming.
Yeah, it seems like the Buffalo Bills have kind of sniffed out that the Pittsburgh Steelers are really trying to ride Najee Harris right here, and coming in and absolutely saying, no, we're not going to let you get it that easy.
Trubisky in the gun. He drops back. He's got some pressure. He's dumping it all to Najee Harris, who's continuing to have himself a tremendous drive as he picks up 9 after shaking off the defender.
Yeah, Kaiir Elam being able to stop Najee Harris a few times right there. Najee Harris with the dump down to him did not let Kaiir Elam get anywhere close to tackling him. And now, great position the Steelers are right now.
We got trips left, 5 wide. Trubisky drops back the pass. He throws it quick, and he picks up the first down. Throws it out to his back. That is Benny Snell for the 6-yard reception.
And right here, that's all you're asking Mitch Trubisky to do, is just to take these easy throws right here, move the chains, just absolutely enough. It's still just a short throw, but it gets him the first down, and right now sets him up in great position down here in the red zone. And now they can take advantage of this and put 7 more up on the board and make this game close.
Trubisky comes out on 1st and 10. He's inside the Buffalo red zone. Najee Harris with a gain for play, and it'll be 2nd and 6.
And if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Right now, the machine that is Najee Harris right now is just absolutely running all over the Buffalo Bills. And right now, they're doing exactly what they need to do. Take this clock down and score on the Buffalo Bills possible.
Trubisky. He's getting pressure. It looks like that is
forward.
Not going to be a sack. Is that a sack? I can't tell. It looked like it might have been a 1-yard gain. I couldn't tell, but either way, the stop made on the play by AJ Epinesa. Ed Oliver also with the pressure.
Sure, yeah, Epinesa here. I guess that would be considered a sack, but he does push him forward, and still not in terrible position right here. 3rd and 7.
Well, it was 2nd and 6. It's 3rd and 7, so it wasn't 1-yard loss. That will register as a sack. Trubisky throws it. Trubisky finds his tight end, and he takes it down to the Buffalo 1. Pat Freiermuth on the catch.
And right here is prime Najee Harris position right here for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And also, don't rule out the fact that Mitch Trubisky, we've already seen him run one in. What's going to stop him from running another one in? Just right there, just absolutely butt naked in the middle of the field right there is Pat Freiermuth. And now, at the 1-yard line, the Pittsburgh Steelers are in prime position to score.
Trubisky, he's got Najee Harris in the backfield with him. He's going to utilize him, and he's going to score. So, Jake, Mr. Trubisky playing the Bills defense last year looks like it's paid off as he drives them down for 2 touchdowns now in this game.
Yeah, realizing that the Buffalo Bills did have struggles in their run defense last year, it seems to have somewhat carried over into this year. And right there, you see, right over Micah Hyde, you see Najee Harris just take the dive and make it in. That was actually a beautiful play. I like that one.
As we see the kick up, and it is good, and it is now a field goal game here in Buffalo. Hey, Jay, week 1 of last season, the Steelers stayed competitive, and they eventually took home the W. It looks like they're staying competitive in this one, too.
Yeah, they're saying, we don't care if you have Super Bowl aspirations. You know, we are too. Every good team in the league, no matter who, it all comes down to what their culture is. So even if the Pittsburgh Steelers don't have the best players in the league and aren't viewed by the media as the #1 favorites, they have championship aspirations. It's been the culture for their program for its entire history, at least with the 70s onward. And right now, nothing seems to change. They're out here taking it to the overall #1 favorites.
And Josh Allen, who's been having himself a heck of a game, he only has 3 incompletions for 111 yards and 2 touchdowns here in just about halfway through the second quarter. He's having himself a great game, but his defense is kind of been taking advantage of just a little bit, not too much, but we'll see what he can do here on this drive. Josh Allen is back under center at his own 25-yard line with Devin Singletary in the backfield. He's going to drop back to pass, and that one was a little off target. Looked a little dangerous there.
Yeah, it did. And Josh Allen, just a little bit of a dangerous throw. Didn't throw it right on, but to be fair, his receiver also didn't look back for it, so maybe he didn't know that the ball was coming his way. But Josh Allen, he's going to have a few of those, but he's still been pretty efficient today.
Josh Allen in the gun on 2nd and 10. He drops back to pass again. And that's a great throw. He passes to Dawson Knox for the first down.
Yeah, and Josh Allen just throwing it all over the place. We've seen the running backs are getting the ball thrown to him, or the tight ends are getting the ball thrown to him. The wide receivers, everybody is being involved in this. And right now he's been pretty efficient throwing it to everybody. And this Bills offense, again, they're just going to keep on moving the chains, pushing themselves down the field. And right there, that's what you want. You want those yards after catch, which is something the Bills were struggling with last year. But this year, we've seen a lot. These receivers get the ball, they turn upfield and get those yards. And right now, the Bills are in pretty good position here at the 44-yard line.
Josh Allen under center. Play action. He's using his feet, and he's going to continue to use them. Oh, he runs through what looks to be a linebacker. Picks up a gain of 9 on the carry.
Yeah, on Highsmith right there, he took him head on. And right there, if you see a man the size of Josh Allen running at you, that's not someone that a lot of defenders want to take head on. And right there, Highsmith able to pull him down. 2nd and 1 here for the Bills.
Josh Allen in the pistol. We'll see what they do here on 2nd and short. They're giving it to their guys there who picks up the first down. Devin Singletary often breaks the first tackle, but it doesn't seem like he always has a lot of room to work with.
No, especially running right up the gut here. It's very, very congested there for Devin Singletary, and he's pretty much always going to get pulled down. A lot of the times that we've seen Devin Singletary have the best successes when he runs to the outside.
We'll see what they do here on 1st and 10 with Josh Allen under center. They give it to Devin Singletary again. He's up the middle, and he picks up a gain of 3 on the play. 4, excuse me. So we got a 2nd and management.
Yeah, and right here, the Buffalo Bills, again, they're not worried about the Pittsburgh Steelers scoring again. Yes, is it not ideal? Sure, but they know that their offense is still in control right here with Josh Allen getting a superstar X factor.
Josh Allen drops back. He's getting pressured. He dumps it off to Devin Singletary, who again breaks the first tackle, but only picks up a gain of 3.
Yeah, not the most yards after catch, but the Buffalo Bills just winding down this clock, fully controlling this game still, even though the score is close. And right now on 3rd and 4, they're definitely in Tyler Bass range here, so they know they're going to be able to escape with some points regardless. So I'd like to see what they do on this play.
He drops back to pass again here. He's using his legs. Goes it across his body to Stephon Diggs for the 14-yard gain.
Who was wide open there in the zone. Nobody on him. Again, that's why you pay him. Some of the best receivers, especially in the league, trying to do what Stephon Diggs can do. Even being ranked the 5th overall, according to ESPN still. Just able to find that in the connection that Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs is. It is worth every single penny.
We will see what this Bills offense can do as they are close to the Pittsburgh red zone. We've seen an offensive explosion today. Josh Allen gives it. No, he doesn't. Play action. He's got plenty of time. He dumps it down to Dawson Knox, and now they are in the Pittsburgh red zone.
Yep, gain of 5 right there. Josh Allen taking the easy pass underneath to his tight end. Pick up 5 yards, set yourself up in better position right here in the red zone. And right now, the Buffalo Bills in full control of this Pittsburgh defense.
He's under center. He's at the 17. Devin Singletary running people over for the gain of 3 on the play. 3rd and 1.
Yep. Taking it to Devin Bush right there, saying that you're not going to be the only one to take me down. 3rd and 1 here for the Bills. I wouldn't be surprised if Singletary gets this rock again.
Josh Allen. Stephon Diggs in motion. They're giving it back to Singletary. Singletary picks up the first down. He takes it inside the Pittsburgh 10, and that'll be 1st and 10. Well, it'll be 1st and 10, excuse me, since it's right outside Pittsburgh 10. They can get the first down without picking up a touchdown. Very unlikely, though.
Very unlikely. If they pick up the first down, more than likely it's because somebody's in the end zone already. So right here, again, like I said, they're just going to hand it to Devin Singletary, who still has been good when there's 3 yards that need to be got. Devin Singletary right there, only been stuffed a few times.
Josh Allen gets the snap. He's doing the screen to his man, James Cook. James Cook takes it down to the 6-yard line. Looked like he might have been able to score if he would have followed his blocks there.
Yeah, he could have, but right now he's a rookie in the league, still trying to figure out what's going on. Didn't have a lot of playing time last week, still getting in the groove, but right there, you know, that's what he is. He is another receiving threat for this Bills offense.
Josh Allen drops back the pass. from his own 6-yard line. He's using his legs. He's going to slide down at the 3-yard line, 4-yard line, pick up a 2 on the play. And the Bills looked like they were pretty much rolling, and now it's 3rd and goal, essentially.
Yeah, Josh Allen just taking the slide there. Could have ran it in, but taking the slide, gonna let this clock run down a little bit more.
Josh Allen's getting blitzed. He throws it
wide
out
open
to his safety valve. James Cook, the rookie out of Georgia, gets his first NFL receiving touchdown, and the Bills go up on the Pittsburgh Steelers 23-14 out there. The Steelers blitz everywhere.
Yes, they do. And right there, you're just going to leave James Cook wide open to dance into the end zone. And right there, you got to love it for the rookie getting that touchdown. Right now, this Buffalo Bills team, like I said, in full control of this game.
Tyler Bass, reliable as always. The Bills are up 10 right before the half. Mitch Trubisky and this Pittsburgh Steelers offense have played admirably. But this is a huge drive for them right here, as you don't want the Buffalo Bills going into the half up by 2 scores. And as they've deferred, in the first half, so they're getting the ball back at halftime. You definitely want your offense to do something here, even if it's just a field goal.
Yeah, because if you don't get any points up on the board and you allowed the Bills to possibly double dip, as it looks like the progression of this game is going, we will definitely have to see right here. But Pittsburgh desperately needs to get some points up on the board right now to help stop this Buffalo Bills beatdown that we're seeing right now.
Gunnar Olszewski brings it out to the 24-yard line. Not a bad return, but they will start behind the sticks. Mitch Trubisky, who has had himself one heck of a game today. Also, Najee Harris has had himself one heck of a game today. 81 yards rushing, 5 yards per carry. This offense is doing pretty well if they were facing any other team that didn't have Josh Allen on the other side of the football field.
Exactly. Right here with Najee Harris, the Pittsburgh Steelers really have the ability to control the game against most opponents. And right now, I don't expect them to do anything different except hand the ball to Najee, because he's been one of the most consistent weapons all day.
And they take your advice. That'll take us to the 2-minute warning after the 4-yard gain on the play from Najee Harris. The Buffalo Bills lead the Pittsburgh Steelers 14-24.
Yeah, and I'll be curious to see if they let Mitch Trubisky air the ball out a little bit more right here. Maybe in the second half. Right now, the Pittsburgh Steelers just trying to get to halftime, but they still have all 3 timeouts here. I don't see why they wouldn't try to put themselves in a position to score. As there comes
Trubisky throws it out to Deontay Johnson, and he has some pressure in his face. Looked like he got a little scared and let the ball sail there on that one.
There's that 69 overall coming into play there with Mitch Trubisky, whereas in real life, I think Mitch Trubisky easily makes that throw with Deontay Johnson being wide open.
You got another screen, and that's not going to work. The Pittsburgh Steelers offense comes out and squanders an opportunity, and not only that, but they take off a grand total of 14 seconds off the clock. This Buffalo Bills offense could totally come in and put up even more points before the half.
The Buffalo Bills could triple dip. Go like that is not something that you want to hear if you're a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, but right now just some questionable play calling, and the Pittsburgh Steelers could really put themselves down bad here, to start this game going into the second half.
Josh Allen, we told you he's been balling today. As we look here at some of his touchdown passes, he's got 1 to Stephon Diggs. He's got 2 to Gabriel Davis, as we've seen him be absolutely spectacular today. And the third one, of course, to his running back, James Cook, out there. He has been spectacular, putting on an even greater performance in lieu of his MVP caliber season, Jake.
Yeah, and Josh Allen, again, like I've said, he's been very smart, very patient today, and right now it's paid dividends, as right now the Buffalo Bills are in complete control of this game.
Josh Allen drops back to pass. He throws it. He misses his man, Dawson Knox, who looked like he was getting ready to get out of bounds. That could have been a good play for the Bills offense.
Yeah, it could have been, and just Josh Allen sailing the ball over Dawson Knox right there. 2nd and 10 here for the Bills. We'll see what they do here. Maybe they try to set themselves up, maybe take a few big shots, as they still have 2 timeouts, and we know they're pretty much able to throw the ball wherever they want all over the field.
Josh Allen, play action fake. He's got plenty of time. He's going to use his legs and take a slide there down for a 6-yard gain. And Josh Allen, I feel like he maybe would have outrun that linebacker and got a few more yards in real life.
Yeah, it's like on the last drive too, where Josh Allen, eventually the Bills do score, but you feel like Josh Allen probably doesn't take the slide there either and goes forward and tries to get the touchdown just like he should have. Probably would have went for the first down there.
Blitz coming. They make him pay as Josh Allen finds his man, Jamison Crowder, down inside Pittsburgh territory. That's going to be down to the 33-yard line as the Bills call a timeout with just over a minute left here in the half.
Yeah, Buffalo, again, just absolute command over this Pittsburgh secondary, who, like we've said, is not the best coverage unit in the league. And right now, with all these weapons, somebody's eventually going to be open. And with Josh Allen getting that much time, it's not a surprise he found his man, Jamison Crowder, right over the middle.
He's back to pass again versus a 4-man front. Wow! He threads the needle and finds his running back, James Cook. He has nearly 200 yards of passing yards and 3 touchdowns here in his first half, Jake. He is in for another spectacular game, but this clock is running, and the Bills only have 1 timeout left.
Yeah, it is, and right here you'd like to see maybe a shot and then the timeout call.
We'll see what happens as Josh is using his legs again. He's going to pick up the first down, and looks like we're going to see – no, we're not going to see a timeout. The Bills now 26 seconds left, and it's
very odd.
Rolling.
Very odd here that we're not seeing a timeout. If I was controlling them, I would definitely call. We see the timeout a little too late here, I would say.
16 seconds left, and it looks like Tyler Bass will come onto the field to put the Bills up by 3 scores right before the half. Very, very bad time management here from these Madden teams we've seen in this last 2 weeks.
Yeah, you would have think if Tyler Bass was going to come on the field, they would have just ran the clock all the way down to about 4 seconds and then put Tyler Bass on the field.
We'll see what happens here. Tyler Bass, the kick is up, and the 35-yard attempt is good. As Tyler Bass stays perfect. No, I'm sorry. He does have a miss on the season, though.
Yeah.
2 misses, excuse me. But he's been reliable outside of those 2 misses. He's reliable here again as the Bills go up 27-14 on the Pittsburgh Steelers, 13 seconds left in the half.
Yeah, and we're probably going to see a kickoff here and then a knee taken by the Pittsburgh Steelers, just trying to take it into the half where the coaching staff can make adjustments and see what they do coming out here. And we'll talk about it in the halftime show of what Pittsburgh probably has to do to get back into this game. But right here, Tyler Bass to kick it off to Gunnar Olszewski again.
And he takes it down to the 24-yard line, and chances are we'll probably just see Mr. Trubisky take a knee on the football, and he'll take it into halftime.
Yeah, I couldn't see anything else. Maybe they hand the ball off to Najee. Maybe they hope that something happens there, but actually looks like maybe that is what we'll see.
As they do exactly that, Najee Harris is going to get a gain of 3 on the play, so maybe a little less than his average so far, but in any case, he got himself a hell of a half as we go into halftime with the Pittsburgh Steelers losing to the Buffalo Bills 27-14, and your halftime presented by Buffalo FAMbase with yours truly, Jake Jordan and Justice Radford, is coming up next here in Buffalo.
Well, there we go. That's the end of the first half in Orchard Park. And, now we're at halftime. Justice, we're seeing it's 27-14. It's not like it's like a crazy blowout that we've seen in some days, but, it still feels like the Buffalo Bills have complete control of this game, and this Pittsburgh Steelers offense can't really seem to get anything consistent going.
Well, they were consistent those 2 drives there. Between the end of the first and the beginning of the second. Mitch Trubisky looked pretty good. Najee Harris looked really good. That big play down to Chase Claypool. If he catches that, this is a completely different ball game. It was a 1-score game at one point, and then Bill scored, and the Steelers just came out with that awful drive before half and allowed the Bills to put up 3. But Josh Allen has been absolutely phenomenal today, as he has been all season.
Yeah, he has been, and like I've said during the game too, he's just been very methodical in picking. Yeah, I saw that Jones point. Yeah, again, that was probably the funniest thing that happened last week.
Yeah,
was seeing that. Yeah. But the thing was that had that glitch not happened, like the Ravens might have had more time to be able to actually
win the game.
Yeah. So that was that was something that at the end of the game was just very perplexing. They could have had like two more minutes, but yeah, hopefully there's nothing like that. Again, we have not seen this, so I have no idea if something like that is in this game. I sure hope not, because that just really, when we had to sit there for about 2 minutes and go, we don't know what's going on, and then we had to be like, there's a fight going on the field, like,
and you have to hope that doesn't take up the rest of the time of the half or something.
Yeah, that is probably where having somebody maybe looking over the film who's not commentating over it might come into play, but we don't have that just yet. This is a pretty, this is a pretty early on operation that we're running here. So,
yeah, next off season we got you guys.
Yeah, we will have a dedicated team member to just watch the game and tell us if anything like game breaking happened, if we need to get a new recording. But yeah, no, this game, I'm enjoying it so far, honestly. Like, the Bills are pretty methodical, moving around the field, doing what they want to do, but also, their run defense has kind of been their Achilles heel so far. Najee Harris, like we've said, having a good game. Justus, do you think they tighten it down here? Do you think that the key to Pittsburgh still having success is actually maybe leaning more on Najee and taking advantage of the run defense?
I think is the key to their success more on Najee. He's having a great game. He's been playing extremely well. He's been finding the holes and running people over, taking people off rides, and he's been probably the majority of their offense. He's actually also opened up the game for Mitch Trubisky extremely well, being able to give him open lanes to be able to throw the football and things of that nature. So I think Najee Harris is definitely going to be the wild card here in the second half if the Pittsburgh Steelers have any opportunity of coming back to win.
Yeah, and we've seen too, switching over to the Bills side with rushing the ball, Devin Singletary has still been able to get key plays in with yardage and to be able to pick up these 2 yards, 3 yards, things that the Buffalo Bills need to be able to keep themselves in this game in some situations. And right now, like I've said, maybe the secondary not having the best coverage guys, we're still seeing them have to come down and stop Devin Singletary, and Singletary still getting these key yards that we need to see for the Buffalo Bills to keep on moving right there. So I'm going to go into the comment section right now while I wait for Justus to come back here. Again, some people like Jones Mark, they're saying that red helmets bring back fond memories. Yeah, I decided to put the red helmets in this game before hitting sim and walking away and watching Toy Story with the girlfriend. I decided that I was actually going to, and we haven't talked about it either, but the Pittsburgh Steelers, even though you probably wouldn't be surprised about this, their uniforms have pretty much looked the same for a long, long time. So they're actually wearing their 70s pants, and there is a uniform that they're wearing that is not their normal away uniform, but they pretty much look the exact same because the Pittsburgh Steelers, they pretty much found what they wanted their uniform to be, and they never really stuck from it. I know there's like the B uniform and stuff like that they wore from time to time. But yeah, those red helmets, they look sexy. Every single time I've ever played Madden, one of my favorite things to do was to switch the red helmets on. And now that the NFL got rid of the rule that you can only have one colored helmet, we've seen some teams bring back different colored helmets. I'd love to see the Bills do it. Maybe make their throwbacks for a couple of years to the 90s uniforms, because I'll tell you what, they look damn good in them. And you guys have definitely seemed to agree in the comments section. Steve B on YouTube saying easily the best thing on TV today. Yeah, the only thing that I would say is probably going to be better, it's not even on TV, it's a pay-per-view. AEW Dynamite tonight, or not even Dynamite, sorry, Forbidden Door pay-per-view tonight for wrestling fans out there. That is probably the next thing. That's especially the thing I'm going to be watching tonight. But TV today, yeah, nothing really else on. But where else would you rather be than watching the Buffalo Bills? Right here on Buffalo FAMbase on the Madden cast, especially because, hey, it's the Madden cast, so you get to see your Buffalo Bills play again right now. So while I'm waiting for Justice to come in here, I'm going to do a few things, and we're going to get started here into the second half. Justice will pop in eventually, so I will be taking over duties here. So you have been watching the halftime show. Don't worry. We are going to come right back. And basically, I'm going to be announcer Jake again. I'm not going to be Jake just talking about whatever. So now let's get into the second half of the Buffalo Bills versus the Pittsburgh Steelers as soon as I take that off the screen. All right. And we are back here in Orchard Park. Again, we had the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Buffalo Bills going at it, 27-14 coming out of the half. And the Buffalo Bills have been very, very efficient here in complete control of the game. And they get the ball back. So we're going to see what exactly the Bills are going to do here in the second half and what the Steelers can do to overcome it. And of course, I am Jake Jordan. And I am usually joined by my co-host and colleague Justice Radford. He had to step out for a second, but right now, again, we're watching pretty much the Buffalo Bills fully control this game against Pittsburgh, and I'm gonna put that back on the screen. And of course, I will explain to you guys again who maybe are just joining us that these are the rules for this game. There are 15-minute quarters, all Madden difficulty, with QB ratings matching the leaked Madden 23 ratings. So that means that as Chris Boswell kicks it off here, I will tell you that the ratings for these quarterbacks, again, Mitch Trubisky, a 69 overall, and he is starting over the rookie Kenny Pickett. And then we also have Josh Allen at a 95. All the rosters are updated with rounds 1 through 3 rookies with no user input and all CPU, unless that later round rookie was a specialist, which means that they were probably a kicker or a punter, and that means they're usually going to make the team if you spend a draft pick on them. So right there, we're going to see Josh Allen come back out here, and we're going to see him under center right here as we wait to see how the Buffalo Bills kick off this second half with Josh Allen dropping back, throwing the ball right there, getting it to Stephon Diggs again. You'll love to see the connection there between Stephon Diggs and Josh Allen. Stephon Diggs getting paid this offseason, pretty much locking up the fact that he is going to be that number one option for Josh Allen for the coming years. And right now, you know, if you're the Pittsburgh Steelers, you're really wanting to stop the Buffalo Bills in any way that you can, but it's not looking like they're able to do that right now as Josh Allen is under center again, and they're going to hand the ball off, and we are going to see Devin Singletary get absolutely stuffed at the line at halftime, talking about that Devin Singletary was picking up some of those yards that you really, really needed. And right now, the Buffalo Bills still testing the waters, see what this Pittsburgh Steelers defense is really going to do. And right now, you know, we're going to see how they set up for the coming plays, but I'm going to see right here, Josh Allen under center again. We've got two out to the right, and we're going to see what's going on here. As he hands the ball off again, and Devin Singletary is stuffed again at the line. As I wait for my colleague, Justice General, to come back into here, I'm taking over both duties right now, and right now we're going to see what the Buffalo Bills are doing. Just starting it off, running the ball is, hey, look who's back.
Hey, guys. Oh, my God, no.
Did you? No!
I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry, guys.
Justice, what have you done?
I was trying to do widescreen on my computer, and I feel like crap now. All right.
It's all right. We'll still commentate over it. It was only for a second.
Okay, cool. All right.
So we've kind of already seen this already. We know Stephon Diggs gets the catch. We're going to see 2 runs here. But Justus, what do you think the Bills need to do here to secure this victory here today against the Pittsburgh Steelers?
I mean, they got to keep doing what they're doing already. Josh Allen is playing like a man possessed. They've gotten some pretty decent running, especially from, James Cook. So maybe look to go to James Cook a little bit. Devin Singletary hasn't been playing extremely great. I mean, as we see right here, he gets stuffed on the play. But, I mean, it looks like they really have things in command. They just need to stay consistent.
Yeah, really. I think they consistently need to just keep doing what they're doing, and we're going to see that again, they pretty much have full control of this game. Pittsburgh, I'll be curious to see what they do here to come back and see, what can they do different against this Bills defense.
Josh Allen gives it to Devin Singletary, and he's stuffed in the backfield again. And again, my apologies, ladies and gentlemen, but I think we are now caught up to where we were live. And this is where we can get back to the commentary. 3rd and 11 ball on the Buffalo 37-yard line. As we see Josh Allen come out, he's in the gun with what looks like James Cook next to him. He's going to drop back to pass from his own 37 with a 4-man rush. He throws it deep, and a flag on the play in the area of Gabriel Davis. We'll see what that flag is. It's pass interference. Defense, and that'll be first down for the Buffalo Bills. Shane.
Levi Wallace not able to stay on Gabriel Davis, and right there we see the pass interference call on him, and that's going to set the Bills up pretty nice down there at the, I believe, the 29-yard line. So right now the Bills just in complete control here, moving down the field against this Pittsburgh secondary.
So we see the pistol formation. Josh Allen at the Pittsburgh 29-yard line after the penalty. Plenty of time. Rocket over the middle to Jamison Crowder. He's inside the Pittsburgh red zone. That'll be 1st and 10.
Yeah, and right there again, Josh Allen just spreading the wealth. Jamison Crowder has 4 receptions for 50-plus yards, and right now the Buffalo Bills just keep on moving down the field, and the Pittsburgh defense can't stop them. And there we go. James Cook just walking straight into the end zone. Not a defender in sight to stop him. And right there, James Cook, the rookie, 2 on the day.
I hate when I'm yelling and I'm muted because, I was legit excited about that. All right, James Cook does, as Jake said, takes it for the touchdown. That brings us to a news. The Buffalo Bills put another 6 points on the board. Their offense is rolling. That puts the score at 33-14, and the Bills are out here going for the 2-point conversion. Josh Allen's under center. He's using his legs now, and they're going to make it. The Buffalo Bills lead the Pittsburgh Steelers now by 3 touchdowns, Jake.
Yeah, right now, let's just talk about James Cook on that touchdown as we see the play from Josh Allen here to just walk it in for the 2-point conversion. That is why they drafted James Cook, with the defender diving in his feet just to have that little burst of speed to be able to put him ahead. And right there, we're seeing the Buffalo Bills. It's just paying dividends. We've seen what they've built for this team over the years. And right now, in any situation you put them in, it seems like they're built for it.
Tyler Bass kicks it off deep. We got Pat Freiermuth. Probably not going to return this one as he takes a knee inside the end zone. And, I mean, Pitt has got to respond now. It was a close game momentarily, but it's not looking so close anymore.
Yeah, it's not, especially being down 3 scores. Every single drive from here on out is mandatory. Almost you need to score because you know as soon as Buffalo comes back out on the field, your defense has not been able to stop them all day. So we'll see what Mitchell Trubisky and them were cooking up in halftime to see how they could change and attack this Bills defense.
Pittsburgh Steelers at their own 25. They're going to continue to go to Najee Harris, but Daquan Jones has other ideas. as he stops him in the backfield for the 3-yard tackle for loss.
Yeah, and Daquan Jones, that's why they bring the big man in, is to come in and stop the run. You're going to see it right here, just the penetration and laying the hit on Najee Harris and saying, we're not going to let you just run all over us that easy this half. So right now, the Pittsburgh Steelers might need to try to find another way to attack this Bills defense.
And Trubisky under center, down by 3 touchdowns. He's getting blitzed. 5 men rushing. Greg Rousseau, Von Miller.
Oh, fumble!
Oh, big man touchdown! We've got Shaq Lawson picking up the fumble and taking it in for the score. The Bills defensive line making it happen on that.
Yeah, and right now, let's see. Mitch Trubisky goes around, and then who's the one who punches it out? It looks like it's Ed Oliver punches the ball out. Shaq Lawson picks it up and runs it into the end zone. The Bills defense just absolutely taking advantage of Mitch Trubisky on the run with 3 defenders around him. You knew something like that was happening. Steve B in the comments section saying thick 6. Indeed, it was Steve B, a thick 6. And right here now, down 4 scores, the Pittsburgh Steelers really need to figure something out, because right now they are down deep in the pits, and now they got to try to crawl their way out of it.
Jake, it was just 28-14 a moment ago. The Steelers had an opportunity before half, and they went. The Steelers had an opportunity before half to make it a 1-possession game. Instead, they let it get to a 3-possession game, and now it's at a 4-possession game.
And you know that Mike Tomlin has to be livid right now to be put in this situation. And at this point in a game, I would say during the season, this is where you might see a Kenny Pickett come in, where, you know, if you're down 4 scores right now, I know you probably want to have the most experienced person in there, but Mitch Trubisky overall today has had a few good throws, but really hasn't done anything that makes you think that he's really the game changer that Pittsburgh needs. So maybe it would be time to put the young guy in, but right here, maybe you leave all the rushing duties to Najee Harris and try to make sure that the ball doesn't get put in any harm by giving him the ball.
The Pittsburgh Steelers are coming out at their own 25-yard line after just being on the field, and Mitch Trubisky turned the ball over. He had a thick 6 from Shaq Lawson, caused by Ed Oliver and Von Miller. Just an absolute wrecking of this offensive line by the Bills D-line. And we're going to see Najee Harris go nowhere. The rookie Terrell Bernard with the stop.
Yeah, and Terrell Bernard, again, just being used to come in and stop the run, kind of in a role that they were using with A.J. Klein just a year ago. He gets drafted this year, and right there he shoots in and is able to stop Najee Harris. And right now, you got to say, well, what are the Pittsburgh Steelers going to do? They don't have a quarterback that they trust to sling it all over the yard, and the Buffalo Bills are catching on that Najee Harris is going to be their main option.
2nd and 13. You got a man in motion. You give it back to Najee Harris, who gets 4 yards on the play. Still going to be 3rd and long after the run.
Yeah, and right there, Tremaine Edmonds coming in to stop Najee Harris. But now 3rd and 9, you have to think that they make Mitchell Trubisky throw this ball, because if you hand the ball off right here, the Buffalo Bills are going to sniff this one out real quick.
Trubisky, 3rd and 9. This is a huge 3rd down. He's throwing it long. Oh, great play by Mike Jordan Poyer, but
I think they're going to get pass interference on Dane Jackson here.
Pass interference defense looked like that was exactly on Dane Jackson, and that'll put the Steelers at the Buffalo 29-yard line. So the Steelers needed a break, and they got one.
That might be some of your best chances in this game, is to just take some shots down the field against a couple of young corners that the Bills still have rolling out here right now. And, you know, we'll see. But right now, this is prime position that the Pittsburgh Steelers need to take advantage of this, with Najee Harris running into a wall but still picking up 4 yards there. And right now, you got to think at the 25-yard line, this is exactly where the Pittsburgh Steelers want to be to score, Justus.
Absolutely. Najee Harris averaging 4.4 yards a carry. He is having himself a phenomenal game with 20 carries and 88 yards. We'll see what they do here on second down. Trubisky's in the gun. He's going to pass this time. He's got plenty of time. He's using his legs. He's being pursued. He throws it away. And that'll bring up 3rd and 6. Josh Allen is excited, hyping up his offense over there on the sideline.
Yeah, he's ready to get back out there and just keep pouring it on right now. Josh Allen, a baller, and you know that he wants to go out there and absolutely just keep putting it on this Pittsburgh team. And right now, you know, he wants his defense to get them off the field as quick as possible. We'll see what Mitch Trubisky does here.
Trubisky draws back the pass. He's being blitzed, but they pick it up. Pat Freiermuth over the middle. He's going to be inside the Buffalo 15 as he picks up a gain of 8 on the play. That's a first down for Pittsburgh.
Yeah, and right there, just the Bills leaving Pat Freiermuth wide open underneath. Great throw by Mitch Trubisky to just see his tight end there wide open to get that first down and set them up into bit better territory here and to give them the best opportunity to score, which they need to do very badly right here, Justus.
We'll see if they can make it happen as they're at the lucky number 13-yard line. Trubisky draws back the pass. He's got a slant. Chase Claypool looked like he got in the end zone, but not quite, maybe, as he's brought down at the 1-yard line.
Well, here's your if he's brought down at the 1, this is Najee Harris territory right here. I 100% assume they're just going to hand it off to him and they're going to walk it in right here.
And they give it to Harris, and he does exactly that. He dives over the pile, maybe a bit unnecessarily, but either way, it is now a 3-score game as the Buffalo Bills lead the Pittsburgh Steelers 20-42 pending the extra point attempt.
Yeah, and we're going to see Chris Boswell come in. But yeah, he's having fun out there still just diving, even though he pretty much could have just he felt like maybe he had to dive over Matt Milano possibly. As you can see, the horrible tackling that Madden has programmed in here that truly shows that this is not the most realistic simulation football game out there. But we're going to see Chris Boswell put this up, and we're going to see the Pittsburgh 21, Buffalo 42 with 9 minutes and 20 seconds left. And we're going to see Josh Allen take the field again, and Pittsburgh's defense needs to stop this man, Justus.
They absolutely need to stop this man. They need to get a few stops, actually, maybe some turnovers to spark this offense to continue to put points on the board. And we've seen this offense just have their way so far. The defense is even putting points on the board. So we'll see what Pittsburgh can do here on this drive. Mr. Trubisky isn't having an awful game. He's actually having a pretty decent game, just maybe not as much help as he'd like from outside of Najee Harris.
Yes, we're going to see Boswell here kick it off to Tavon Austin.
And this will be returned here by Tavon Austin as he brings it out from the 1-yard line. He snakes his way to the 19-yard line, and he'll net a loss of 6 yards on the return.
Yeah, Pittsburgh's defense needs a big play here. I'd say Josh Allen right now, we've seen the last couple of weeks, eventually Madden does have Josh Allen make some turnover-worthy plays here. So let's see exactly what happens here. It wouldn't surprise me, but Pittsburgh needs a big play, and they need it bad because right now the Buffalo Bills still up 21 points on them.
Josh Allen, he's under center. He drops back the pass. They're going to keep throwing the ball, and he's going to throw it short to his tight end, Dawson Knox. That's going to be a gain of 5 on the play.
Yeah, and just continuing to do exactly what he's been doing all game long, and that is just find people underneath quick, easy throws to efficiently move this offense down the field. And Josh Allen, just the absolute commander right now against this defense.
Josh Allen, option. He keeps it. Josh Allen.
Oh, fumble.
He fumbles. That's picked up by the Pittsburgh defense.
And
We've got a return
it
on our hands. The Pittsburgh defense takes advantage of the Josh Allen run and scores a touchdown. Jake, we mentioned this Pittsburgh defense needs to step up and make a play, and they do exactly that.
Yeah, they needed to, and right there we're gonna see it as we're gonna have to see who punched the ball out here. That's number. It looks like number 34 on the tackle punched it. We almost had a situation like we had last week there, but we're gonna see number 33 return the ball there. And right now, Pittsburgh, that is the play they needed. And right now, this defense is pretty much gonna, after they kick the ball off, be right back on the field again.
It is now a 2-score game for these Pittsburgh Steelers. We've seen this from this Bills team. We've seen they had a big lead on the Dolphins. They let them come back. They had a big lead on the Ravens. They let them come back. Big lead on the Steelers. Are we going to see the same story here?
We could at this moment. Just for clarification, DeMonte Kazi, the safety, coming in to pick up that ball and run it back. And right now, yeah, we could see that right now. If Pittsburgh's defense is able to make plays like that, Josh Allen, we haven't really seen him have a problem with fumbling the ball this year, but we know it is something that was a problem when they were probably programming Madden 17, which this game is still based off of. So definitely something that we'll have to see if Josh Allen continues to put the ball in harm's way here. But Tavon Austin back to receive this one.
We've seen Josh Allen playing maybe a little too smart sometimes, as he'll maybe slide prematurely or throw the ball away unnecessarily. But on that one, he tries to stiff arm the defender and it doesn't work. Neither does this return, as he again nets -6 yards, and the Bills will start literally exactly from where they did on the last drive. Let's hope that they don't have the same outcome as Josh Allen steps back onto the field fresh off of his fumble.
And Justus, I have to ask, in all of these games that we've watched so far, has any team had a successful return that you would deem successful?
I think the longest return might have been like to the 37-yard line.
And I think that happened like one time. It seems
One
as though
time,
the kickoffs maybe aren't programmed the best either.
Yeah, they become irrelevant. Josh Allen drops back the pass. A launcher over the middle as he finds Gabriel Davis. Josh Allen released a howitzer missile over the middle and finds his man over for the gain of 20.
That F-35 jet plane that just flew out of Josh Allen's hand was caught by the giant mitts of Gabriel Davis, who's one of the most reliable weapons that they have on this offense still. And right here, Josh Allen just showing why he is one of the best quarterbacks in the league and has one of the most impressive arms as well.
Pistol formation, they're giving it to Singletary, finds a hole, but it looks like he ran into the defender, Kazi, and takes a big hit. Witherspoon is down on the play after the gain of 4 by Devin Singletary.
And with Witherspoon down, that means that the next cornerback up is probably going to be Cam Sutton right now. And we're going to see what if the Buffalo Bills take advantage of that while Witherspoon is being checked out. And we're going to see if Josh Allen decides to pick on Cameron Sutton over there on the other side across from Levi Wallace.
2nd and 6 as the Buffalo Bills come out back onto the field after the injury. You got a 3-man front by the Pittsburgh Steelers. We'll see what the Bills do. They give it to their back, and it's going to be semi-successful against this 3-man front. A 4-yard gain on the play, and Devin Singletary hasn't had a horrible game, but not a great one either.
No, not really. And this Pittsburgh defense is kind of, in spurts been able to stop the run game of the Buffalo Bills, and the Buffalo Bills have been using it in spurts. And Devin Singletary has been reliable, though, to get them these 3rd and 3s.
They give it to Zach Moss here, and he picks up the 3rd down. That'll be 1st down at the 47-yard line for this Buffalo offense.
Yeah, and right here we're going to see the Buffalo Bills just keep moving the chains. We're going to see with Dane Jackson here on the sideline watching the offense on the field. Zach Moss just right up the middle, able to get the 3 yards. And right now, the Buffalo Bills just keep moving the chains, wind the clock down. They are in complete control here. And right now with running the ball like this, it seems as though they're trying to keep the ball out of harm's way. But Josh Allen still not afraid to throw the ball even after a fumble or a interception we've seen in the past.
Speaking of He moves his feet and throws it out to Gabriel Davis. That was a dangerous throw. That could have been easily picked off, and that would be a game changer.
Yeah, I need to stop talking about that stuff. You posted a thing today, if we want to bring it up in the Ravens game, of me talking about Tremaine Edmonds doing something. I seem to have a knack for being able to say things, and then they happen in this game.
James Cook takes the carry on his own. That's going to be a pickup of 9 on the play.
Carry.
That's going to make it 3rd and 1. Very third and manageable now after not very much on first and second down.
Yeah, and they can just keep running the ball here. I could say the 3rd and 1. It seems in these types of situations, they have just really been loving to give the ball to their running backs, and it looks like we might have Zach Moss back there again on 3rd down.
And this time we get a 5-man front. Josh Allen's throwing it, and he misses Stephon Diggs. Very uncharacteristic, inaccurate throw from Josh Allen there. And they're inside of Pittsburgh's territory with 4th and 1. We might see a punter, but we also might see them go for it. What are you thinking here, Jake?
Normally I would say, yep, and there we go. The Bills are going for it.
The Buffalo Bills going for it. Drops back to pass. He's using his legs, and he gets taken down. Josh Allen, the ball falls incomplete, but it didn't matter either way. The first pressure that he's felt all day comes at a very crucial moment for this Pittsburgh defense. And after the fumble recovery for the touchdown, the Pitt defense forces the Bills off the field on turnovers. Now this offense has to respond.
Yeah, and this is what we've been saying, that Pittsburgh's defense needed to make a few plays just to give their offense the chance to be able to come back on the field and to take advantage of possibly putting some points up and get them back into this game. And right now, they have just absolutely been able to do that and are answering the call. And right now we're going to see what Pittsburgh can do against his defense, which they seem to have kind of figured out a little bit of a game plan to be able to attack them.
We'll see what Mitch Trubisky can do to take advantage. He's starting at his own 44-yard line. He's going to give it to Najee Harris. Najee Harris is brought down by Tremaine Edmonds after a gain of 4 on the play.
Yeah, sliding over Tremaine Edmonds like he's the hood of a car. And right there we see 4 yards picked up by Najee Harris. And, you know, that's kind of what I assume they're going to go to, is just keep going to the well with Najee and see what he can do, because he's been the most successful piece of this offense all day.
Trubisky, counterplay. Najee Harris brought down again by Tremaine Edmonds. That's going to bring up 3rd and short.
And right here, I assume they're going to do the same thing over again. Keep going to the well of Najee Harris and just hand it to him, get the 3rd and 1, move the chains, and just keep it going. Right now, Pittsburgh just needs to control this game and figure out what they can do against this defense.
Trubisky drops back to pass on 3rd and short. He throws it, dumps it down over the middle. He picks up the 1st down to his man, George Pickens. And Josh Trubisky's 9 of 18. And really, his stats look a lot worse than what he's played today. He's actually been playing fairly well.
He has been, and he's made some crucial throws in some moments, and he's also avoided making some major mistakes outside of the fumble that the Bills defense had on him. Other than that, Mitchell Trubisky has been trying to keep the ball out of harm's way all game.
We'll see if he can continue the trend as they give it here to Najee Harris. Najee Harris finds a hole, breaks the tackle, but he is then brought down by Jordan Poyer. But this might be coming back, Jake. It looks like it might be a hold on the play.
It is. It is going to be a hold, and we're going to see who it's on. It's on, I'm not even going to try
Okafor.
Okafor. Yeah, I'll just say his last name, Okafor. So right now, 1st and 20 right here. You got to assume that they might throw the ball, which they haven't been shy of doing, but also, you know, maybe don't rule out a huge run by Najee Harris here as well.
We'll see what they do here as they are only down by 2 scores here in the 3rd quarter after looking like the game was pretty much over. Najee Harris running over Matt Milano, but he's still brought down after a gain of 5 on the play.
Yeah, and I'd like to see Pittsburgh maybe try to air it out and pick up some more yards here, because the Buffalo Bills kind of know that Najee Harris is their go-to back right here to get the most yards and to set them up in position. So we'll see what they do here on 2nd and 15.
Bills come out in a 4-man front. Najee Harris finds another hole, but not quickly after he's taken down by Tremaine Edmonds after a gain of 3. After 2 runs, you get 9 yards, which is pretty good, but you started out 1st and 20. Now it's 3rd and 11.
Yeah, 3rd and 11 here, and now this is a obvious passing situation, and right now we'll see if Mitchell Trubisky is able to pick this up and keep this drive alive for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Trubisky in the gun. Harris back to block. Trubisky using his legs. Trubisky is going to run it. He is going to be short of the first down. Coverage on the play by Teron Johnson, who forces Trubisky to slide early as he only picks up a gain of 7, and it will be, a gain of 5, and it'll be 4th and 6 on the play. And we'll have Boswell come on to make it a 11-point game. It is good. And the Pittsburgh Steelers are now down by 11 and still a 2-score game, but now it's a lot more manageable.
Granted that they were down 4 scores at the beginning of this quarter, 2 scores is definitely more manageable. Mike Tomlin able to coach his defense to not give up and to be able to make some big plays here. And right here, we're going to see if Pittsburgh can really take advantage and get back into this game against this Buffalo offense that seems to have been struggling the last couple of drives.
We've seen the Bills have the fumble recovery for a touchdown by Pittsburgh, and then we saw Josh Allen under pressure, and he was forced to throw an incomplete pass on the last drive as we see Tavon Austin come out breaking tackles, but he's only going to take it to the 22-yard line. The Bills have really not been good on their last 2 drives. What are you expecting to see on this one?
Yeah, and right there, just seeing Josh Allen's stats, he's been 4 of 7. And right now he's made some big throws, but also I'm fully expecting Josh Allen here. Again, we've seen he's not a player who's discouraged by having a few big plays made on him to just absolutely abandon throwing the ball. But we'll see what the coaching staff believe that they need to do here against this Pittsburgh team that's having a lot of momentum swing their way.
Josh Allen drops back to pass. He's using his legs. He is out there on the scramble, and he'll pick up a gain of 7 on the play, make that 8. Now to be 2nd and short.
Yeah, and right there, again, Josh Allen just showing how he is a dual threat. And right now, if Pittsburgh has found a way to play some better coverage in the back end and help some people out, Josh Allen with his legs is going to be the next way that this Bills offense can keep attacking this Pittsburgh defense.
Josh Allen play action. He's rolling out. He throws it to the sideline, finds his man, the reliable Jameson Crowder, with a great pickup on the play.
I feel like the reliable is something that you can, Pittsburgh's going to challenge that play and say that he was not inbounds when he caught it. So we're going to see that. But Justus, I feel like the reliable is something that you can throw on, oh yeah, that's a catch all day.
For sure.
But the reliable is something that you can throw on most of these Bills offensive skill players, wouldn't you say?
Everybody has been performing extremely well. We've seen 1 drop today from Gabriel Davis, but then he made up more for it with the touchdown grab, obviously, on the post pattern. And it looks like the ruling on the field will stand. But Jake, you're absolutely right. This Bills receiving core is about as short-handed as you could hope for.
100%. And we're going to see Josh Allen just continue to use them in all the ways possible that he can, as we've seen this creative offense can.
Josh Allen, pump fakes. He's got plenty of time. He throws it short to his man, Diggs, and Diggs is going to pick up 6 on the reception. It'll be 2nd and 4.
Yeah, and we're seeing a lot of people drop back here trying to play as much coverage as possible on these Buffalo Bills to try to stop them, so that to give the defensive line enough time to try to go back there and make a play on Josh Allen.
Josh Allen under center. They're going to give it to the back this time. Devin Singletary cuts inside. Maybe there was some space outside there, Jake. And instead of the 1-yard gain, it could have been a lot more.
Yeah, and that decision could have cost them a first down right there. Now 3rd and 3. Pittsburgh really needs to stop right here. And again, like I've said, it looks like a lot of the momentum is on the side of the Steelers right here. Josh Allen needing to find some way to pick this up and keep these chains rolling, because Pittsburgh right now, that defense, they're hungry and they're going to be getting after it.
This is a huge play for this Bills offense, maybe the biggest play that they've had so far up to this point in the game, as this could be potentially dropped by Isaiah McKenzie, and the Bills will be forced to punt again here around midfield with a minute left here in the third quarter. The Pittsburgh Steelers defense looks to have gotten the Bills off the field and could be moments away from a one-score game.
Yeah, it could be. This Pittsburgh defense has really turned it around, as we're going to see Tyler Bass or Matt Araiza, however, punt the ball away. And, a good punch.
Oh, very, very close. Looked like it could have been down at the 1, but it looks like it just barely nicked the goal line, and that'll be a touchback according to the referees, as we see Mitch Trubisky come back onto the field. Do they make it a one-score possession here, right here, Jake?
It looks like, again, like I've said, the ball seems to be in Pittsburgh's court, and they have a lot of momentum right here. They've just been able to make some nice decisions with the ball, handing the ball off to Najee Harris. He's been their number one weapon this game, and right here, we could see them drive down the field and make this game a little closer.
Trubisky, back to pass. Trubisky found out by the big man, AJ Epinesa, who has 2 sacks today. He's been playing extremely well on this defensive line.
Yes, he has, and he's letting everybody hear it. AJ Epinesa going back there. And you got to think that AJ Epinesa, probably not getting all the start minutes, probably played a lot against Mitch Trubisky when they were practicing on the field the year prior, and he knowing exactly what to do, getting back there, laying the hit on him, and that's the kind of play you need with this Bills defense.
Mitch Trubisky, 2nd and 15, throws it quick, finds his man, good throw, good catch. Look like Chase Claypool out there for a nice gain. That'll be 3rd and 7.
Yep, 3rd and 7 here. We're going to see if the Pittsburgh Steelers continue to air the ball out. We have seen Najee Harris rip off some big runs, but with everybody out wide here, it looks like Mr. Trubisky's going to air it out.
We see both safeties come up. Looks like we're going to see a blitz in man coverage. Oh, that's almost intercepted by Teron Johnson, as we see Gregory Rousseau slow to get up on the field. We saw the blitz from the safeties, which you assume man coverage across the field. They try to, beat maybe who they thought had the best matchup, but Teron Johnson wasn't having it.
Is that supposed to be Gregory Rousseau? That man had an afro. What is that? Anyway, now here, I mean, we still see the offense of the Steelers out on the field. I don't see them. They're still not in a bad position. All right, we're going to see a punt here. But, yeah, not exactly what you wanted if you're Pittsburgh. But, again, you're still down 11. Let's see if their defense can continue to make some plays here and keep them in this game.
So the Buffalo Bills will start from their own 39-yard line. The Steelers offense looked like they had momentum. The Steelers defense has stopped this Bills offense now for the last 3 drives after the Bills did really whatever they wanted to in the first half. We'll see what they can do here right before the third quarter ends. Josh Allen drops back to pass. He's using his legs. He's going deep.
Oh!
Cut! Stephon Diggs with the moss over his man down inside the Pittsburgh 10-yard line. That's amazing, Jake.
Yeah, and we're going to see exactly who was on Stephon Diggs at that moment. Look at that air distance right there. Number 20, Cameron Sutton. Like I said, Cameron Sutton, you got mossed. That's exactly what happened. And right now, the Buffalo Bills at the 9-yard line. Just great awareness by Stephon Diggs to go up and get it over the young cornerback and Cameron Sutton.
Anytime Josh Allen sees his man down the field, Stephon Diggs, one-on-one with the defender, I have to imagine he's going to throw that. It works out well in Vegas a couple years ago when they tried it. It worked out well in Kansas City. Now it works out well here versus Pittsburgh. Josh Allen inside the 10. He drops back to pass. He has pressure, and it looks like it's going to be a completed pass. A pickup of 6 on the game.
Yeah, just great by Josh Allen at the very last second to get that out to Jamison Crowder before taking the hit right there. And TJ Watt coming down and stopping Jamison Crowder before he can turn upfield and get into the end zone. But right now on the 3-yard line, the Bills are in prime position here to score again and put them up 3 scores.
Josh Allen under center. He's going to give the ball to his back, and his back is going nowhere. Zach Moss loses yards on the carry.
Yeah, now in 3rd and goal here, I like to see them maybe do a little bit of play action, do something a little bit creative, and maybe have Josh Allen use his legs and he can run the ball in, as we've seen him do plenty of times this year.
Josh Allen has 4 rushing touchdowns on the season. We'll see what he does here from the 3-yard line as he drops back to pass. Quick slant over the middle. Guess who? The All-Pro, Stephon Diggs.
And that is why you pay Stephon Diggs. Again, we can say it how many times, right there, hyping up the fans. And as we get a shot of Dane Jackson stretching to see what's going on, he looks angry for some reason for the Bills scoring. But yeah, look at that. That is why you pay that man right there. And what else can you say except the connection between Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs is something magical, Justus?
It is certainly magical, as both of these guys have set single-season franchise records for these Buffalo Bills, both in passing and receiving. They've been all pros. They've been Pro Bowlers, all in just 2 seasons together. They've already done what most wide receiver quarterback tandems look to do just once in their career. So they continue that this season, and they're both having great years thus far, as we see now that it's back up to a 3-score game. The Pittsburgh Steelers are losing to the Buffalo Bills by 18 points. And we saw in the comment section, somebody was thinking the Bills was going to drop 50. They're at 49 now. Do you think that 50 is coming, Jake?
Yeah, I do believe so. With basically 14 minutes left in this 4th quarter, I can't see the Buffalo Bills not at least putting up a field goal by the end of this game to get over that 50 mark, which will be our first 50 mark in what, 3 weeks?
It sure will be. Pat Freiermuth returns it. Pretty good return this time as he takes it out to the 27-yard line. The Steelers had some momentum, but that momentum has definitely dissipated, and now we'll see if Mitch Trubisky can put them back in position to be close in this game again.
Yeah, and right here, I'm going to be interested to see what they do, because that last drive, Mitch Trubisky maybe trying to buy a little bit of time with his legs, getting absolutely stuffed in the backfield by A.J. Epinesa. We're going to see what happens in this drive right here, but, you'd like to see him go back to the well with Najee Harris. That's worked so well for them to get them 31 points to begin with.
Mitch Trubisky has Harris out in motion. Trubisky 5 wide, 4-man rush. Trubisky, he's under pressure. He throws it deep.
Oh!
He's got his man. Najee Harris over the rookie Kyer Elam. He takes it down inside the 6-yard line. He says, Stephon Diggs, anything you can do, I can do better.
And Najee Harris, whether it's running, whether it's catching, it doesn't matter. He's the one guy, he said, I'll do everything out here to help this team win. And right there, just a beautiful pass by Mitch Trubisky.
Trubisky draws back the pass inside the Bills' red zone. He finds his man, Chase Claypool. Touchdown, Steelers. And the Bills come out and get a touchdown. The Steelers say, no problem. Here's one right back, and we are right back in the 2-score game. These Pittsburgh Steelers aren't going anywhere, Jake.
And if you would have told me that the Pittsburgh Steelers were going to come out in a couple of plays, score a touchdown, I would have told you you're crazy based off of what we've seen. But it looks like they've opened it up just a little bit more. And using Najee Harris as a receiving threat as well. I mean, they're right back in this game, Justus, and it looks like that they're trying to, maybe go out a little bit outside of the box compared to what they've been doing the rest of the game.
We've seen the deep ball work extremely well versus both of these defense. Stephon Diggs with a catch, Chase Claypool with a catch. We've seen a few pass interferences. Both of these quarterbacks have strong arms. Both of these quarterbacks are athletic, and both of these quarterbacks can clearly put up points. It is going to be a very good rest of this game, and I think it's going to be a nail-biter, Jake.
Yeah, and combine that with the fact that both teams outside of Levi Wallace have unexperienced corner, or they have young corners out there as well that can be taken advantage of, with Cam Sutton getting the catch by Stephon Diggs over him, and then Najee Harris fooling Kyer Elam. We're going to see exactly that. Maybe the deep ball does work. Maybe that's the strategy to win this game, is to just keep going at these maybe less experienced corners and maybe try to get those pass interferences and get yourself in better field position.
Josh Allen, 30 of 39 for 326 yards, 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. He is playing absolutely lights out. He's got 49 points on the board for his offense, but he's still in a close game as his defense has given up 38 through this point, and he'll come out in the 5 wide. Josh Allen from his own 20, pump fake. He's scrambling. He's under trouble. He is going to step out of bounds after a 7-yard gain. He's averaging 6 yards at the carry, Jake.
Yeah, he is. And right there, again, we've seen him take the slides, but at this point, you know, he still feels Pittsburgh does have a little bit of momentum on their side. So right now he said, no, I'm going to take the ball, and he's taken on the defensive backs full on.
Josh Allen draws back the pass. Throws it over the middle. It's intercepted. Looked like a miscommunication.
Anyway.
Josh Allen does make the tackle on the play. But wow, what a turn of events here for this Bills defense, or for this Bills offense.
And Cam Sutton said, okay, I'll let Stephon Diggs catch the ball over me, but Josh Allen, I'm taking that ball away on the next possession. And look at that, Cam Sutton coming back and making a redemption play for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And right now the Steelers are in great position again with Mitchell Trubisky coming back out on the field. Justus, all the momentum seems to be on the Steelers side.
We might see a comeback on our hands today, Jake. And it looks like there was a miscommunication between Josh Allen and Jamison Crowder, and Josh Allen throws his first interception of the day. Mitch Trubisky is now coming onto the field. He is down by 11 points. He's already in field goal position. You'd like to see them come away with a touchdown here as Trubisky is under center at his own 26-yard line. He drops back the pass. He's using his feet. He's going to scramble, not for very much, as he picks up 2 yards on the game before brought down by Teron Johnson.
Yeah, and right now I can't wait to see what Mitch Trubisky does. As we know, Mitch Trubisky can bring as much with his legs as he can with his arm, just like we say about Josh Allen. So we're going to see exactly what he does here. But right now, Pittsburgh in great position right now to bring themselves back into this game, and their defense absolutely coming alive in the second half.
3rd and 7. Ball on the 24-yard line. The Steelers have an opportunity to come back and make this a game. Trubisky outside the pocket finds his man over on the sideline, and it is caught at the 13-yard line by George Pickens. That's a first down inside the Bills' red zone.
Yep, moving the chains, and right now making smart decisions and not putting the ball in harm's way. Mitchell Trubisky seems to have finally figured out what to do against this Bills defense.
Trubisky, play action. He's got time.
Oh!
Not anymore. 3rd sack of the day for the 3rd-year man out of Iowa, A.J. Epinesa.
And those are the kind of plays that you're really hoping don't happen if you're the Pittsburgh Steelers right there. Just Mitchell Trubisky turning into getting ready to try to roll out, and A.J. Epinesa just stopping him in his tracks for his 3rd sack on the day. Right now, Pittsburgh, that is not what you wanted to happen. Now it's 2nd and 16, and not as good of a position as they were 1 down earlier.
Trubisky in the gun under a 4-man front. He throws a quick slant, That's going to go down to the 10-yard line, and that looks to be Miller on the catch. His tight end picking up a gain of 9.
Yeah, and right there, the Buffalo Bills had everybody playing back. They were going to let the Steelers get whatever they wanted underneath, but they were going to make sure they did not get beat for a touchdown on that play.
3rd and 7 at the 10-yard line. The Steelers can still pick up a first down without a touchdown. Trubisky drops back the pass. He's under pressure again, and he's taken down. Big man Ed Oliver gets a sack of his own, and this defensive line is on a roll.
Yes, they are, and right now they are the sole reason why the Pittsburgh Steelers have been stopped right here. And as you can see, just Mitch Trubisky not being able to find anybody with such a suffocating secondary that the Bills have, and right there gets taken down by Ed Oliver, and now they're going to have their kicker, Boswell, come on the field and only put up 3 points.
Boswell with the 33-yard attempt. The kick is up, and it is good. It is going to be 41-49. Jake, it is a 8-point game here in Buffalo. The Steelers have made the comeback, and one more touchdown, 2-point conversion, they'll complete the comeback.
Yeah, and if we're just reading the room right now, it looks like the Steelers defense has been all but what they were in the first half. It seems they've really come alive here, and right now this Buffalo offense really hasn't been able to do much outside of, the one drive where they end with the touchdown to Stephon Diggs. This second half has kind of been a little bit quiet for them, and Josh Allen has had a few, regrettable plays that I bet he wishes he could have back.
We've seen this offense go through Najee Harris, but on the last few drives, Mitch Trubisky has been making it all happen. We see if Josh Allen can respond here, as now we see that perfect quarterback statistics now with a blemish from the interception that he just threw to Cam Sutton, which resulted in 3 points and the Steelers being down by one possession here. So we'll see what Josh Allen can do here on this drive. And if he can put some points on the board to make this a little less close than what it is already, as he's under center. He drops back the pass. He's out of the pocket. He's using his legs. He throws it back over the middle to Dawson Knox. That's a pickup of 5 on the play.
Yeah, it is. And Josh Allen, again, just all the time that he had right there to make a decision, still able to pick up 5 yards, which would have been about 2 more than he would have got if maybe he just ran out of bounds on that play, since there was a block right there. But Josh Allen just trying to keep the ball safe and make these short throws so he doesn't put the ball in harm's way.
Allen under the center, drops back the pass. He throws it to his man again, Dawson Knox, and pretty much the same thing that would have happened if he would have kept the ball.
Yeah, he might have actually been able to get more, because Dawson Knox could have set up the block for him to keep running, and he could have went to the outside there. And but no, Madden said he threw a interception, so now he's going to throw the ball to anybody, any chance he gets.
I formation. They're giving it to the back. That's going nowhere. Devin Singletary with a loss of 1 on the play.
Yeah, and look at this Pittsburgh defense. Cam Hayward coming in and stopping Devin Singletary. We have seen that this defense has come alive in this second half right now, and they're part of the reason, or the major reason, why this Pittsburgh offense is still in the game, and Pittsburgh themselves are just still left in the game with 41 points. This second half has been all Pittsburgh's defense.
2nd and 11. Ball on the 35-yard line. Josh Allen is in the gun. He's going to throw it. He steps out of the pocket and throws another inaccurate pass. It looked like Singletary was his man, but Josh Allen has been very, very inaccurate here in the second half.
Yeah, it looks like Josh Allen may be rattled, which is not something that usually you would see, but it looks like this Pittsburgh defense has been able to get to him enough to where maybe he's not as confident as maybe he was earlier.
We'll see what happens here on 3rd down. He's getting pressure from TJ Watt, and he's going to slide on the play. He's only going to pick up a 4 on the play, and it'll be 4th down. This Steelers defense does their job again, Jake, and we're getting closer and closer to this side.
Yeah, we are, and Pittsburgh's defense, again, coming out and coming alive and giving their offense every opportunity possible. So we'll see what Matt Araiza can do here, the self-proclaimed punt god by the media. So we'll see what happens here. But great punt by Matt Araiza and the coverage team being able to go back there and get back to Olszewski.
Teron Johnson on the tackle. Mitch Trubisky, 14 of 24, 200 passing yards and a touchdown. And listen, ladies and gentlemen, he's played even better than his stat line looks. Let's see if he can actually take the ball 84 yards for this touchdown, get the 2-point conversion, and tie this game up, because that's exactly what this Pittsburgh offense needs as he comes out at his own 16. In the gun, Najee Harris by his side. He's giving it to him. Najee Harris on the counter. Najee Harris meets Tremaine Edmonds that time. Says the big guy, 49 with the tackle.
Yeah, and Tremaine Edmonds coming down again. This Bills defense needs to make sure they come in. They have been, the last few drives, able to really stop this offense outside of the 2-play drive from the Steelers. So we're going to see what this defensive line keeps doing to this Steelers offense.
Trubisky rolling out of the pocket. Trubisky, bad block from Najee Harris. If he can block Dane Jackson, Trubisky picks up the first down there.
Yeah, he does. It's like Najee Harris didn't feel Dane Jackson just on his back, almost clipping through him while Mitch Trubisky was running at him. But yeah, Mitch Trubisky easily would have got the first down.
Trubisky back to pass. He throws it relatively deep. Oh! Great throw, great catch, and it looked like he almost caught it on the sideline, but it's going to fall incomplete. That was almost a spectacular play, Jake.
Well, if we're going by the noise that came out of you, that would have been an absolutely spectacular Sports Center type catch right there. But, of course, ruled incomplete, and now we're going to see the Pittsburgh Steelers punt it off and give Josh Allen another chance to come out here and possibly try to run this score up a little bit to help the Buffalo Bills have a little bit more cushion here.
And they'll do that from his own 32-yard line. Completely missed opportunity from the Steelers there. If they make that play, they may be on their way down the field to score some points potentially. But we'll never know, obviously, as the Buffalo Bills offense comes back onto the field. Josh Allen looks to redeem himself just a little bit. And with, 7 minutes left and up by 8 points, you can still let the ball fly, although you definitely want to waste time here as they come out in the slanted eye formation. Josh Allen under center. He's going to throw it. He's out of the pocket. He's going to find Gabriel Davis, who gets walloped on the sideline, but not before he picks up the first down.
Yeah, and Gabe Davis absolutely just having the hammer dropped on him, but still having the wherewithal to stay in bounds. But, one person we got to talk about on the Pittsburgh side, Terrell Edmonds has been coming in and laying some hits that otherwise, maybe stopping some bigger plays from happening. He has been flying around the field today.
Josh Allen in the pistol. Play action.
Fumble!
Oh, Josh Allen fumbled. The Steelers pick it up.
They're going to run it back. Wow. Number 58. Who is that? Is Miles Jack, free agent signing in the offseason from the Jacksonville Jaguars. That is Josh Allen's second fumble of the day. And now the Pittsburgh Steelers back in this game. And they're a 2-point conversion away from tying it up. As it seems that we have lost Justice. All right, we're going to see what the Pittsburgh Steelers can do here. Mitch Trubisky back. They're going for two, trying to tie this one up. Will they get it right here? Mitch Trubisky, Von Miller coming in, laying the hit on Mitch
and
Trubisky.
The Pittsburgh Steelers cannot complete the 2-point conversion. My apologies, my Wi-Fi went out, but what a play by the Steelers defense to make this an even closer game, Jake.
Yeah, and Von Miller coming in and laying the hit on Mitchell Trubisky there to stop the 2-point conversion. So still the Buffalo Bills holding with a 2-point lead, but Josh Allen, we can say, while he's had some pretty good stats passing-wise, he has put the ball in harm's way too often in this game. And the only reason that Pittsburgh is truly back in this game is probably because of Josh Allen.
It looks like Josh Allen is a completely different football player than he was in the first half. He's come out, he's been reckless with the ball, he hasn't been efficient, he hasn't really, made too many big plays. He had the one play down to Stephon Diggs, but outside of that, he's almost been a liability here in the second half.
He has been, and right now we're going to see, like I said, it looks like he was a little bit rattled, but it seems like some of those, maybe some of that rattling has also caused him to be a little bit more reckless with this football. And while he keeps putting it in harm's way, the Pittsburgh Steelers just keep on taking advantage of it. And right now the Buffalo Bills only holding on with a 2-point lead.
Josh Allen in the gun. Pistol formation. He's at the 25. Play action. Launcher over the middle. He finds Jamison Crowder for the 16-yard gain.
And the one thing that you can say about Josh Allen is even if he keeps making these mistakes, he is not afraid to still take what is given to him. And right there, Jamison Crowder wide open, just able to put the ball right on the money and pick up some big yards now at the 41-yard line.
Josh Allen is under center for first down. Ball at the 41-yard line. They are finally going to give it to their back, and he gets absolutely laid out by Devin Bush, but not before a gain of 4 on the play.
Yeah, and Devin Bush, again, we've seen, and I've said it all throughout the game, is this Pittsburgh team, you might be able to throw all over them, but if you're out there in the open field and you're going to be one-on-one, they are going to lay some of the hardest hits out there in the NFL.
Cash fake. Josh Allen. Stephon Diggs over the middle. And that's going to take Josh close to 400 yards passing on the day.
Yes, it is. And right there, just finding Stephon Diggs, able to find that little crease right there and just make it happen. Just watch on a rope, Josh Allen wide open in the zone. Stephon Diggs, that's going to be money all day, and you cannot leave him open. And Josh Allen will find and make that throw every single day if you let it.
Josh Allen comes out under center. He gives it to Singletary. Singletary picks up a gain of 2 on the play, and he continues to kind of get a few yards here and there. So nothing spectacular from Devin Singletary today.
And really, we're going to see the Buffalo Bills really throw in the run here to kind of, as they're marching down the field, being at the 31-yard line here, they're going to pepper in the run just to let this clock run down so that Pittsburgh doesn't have any other opportunities to really score on offense.
Davis in motion. Singletary. Nothing. Devin
I am not
Bush
going to lie to you.
Again.
I'm not going to lie to you. I thought that might have been another fumble by the time that ball popped out again. This Pittsburgh defense is absolutely going at the ball. See ball, get ball. And right now, this Bills offense has been struggling this second half, and Josh Allen's been a big part of it.
Josh Allen drops back. He's using his legs. Quick throw. Great throw.
Was it caught him down?
That's Dawson Knox. Potential All-Pro. We'll see what happens, but that's going to be first and goal for Buffalo inside of the Pittsburgh 10-yard line.
Let's see this catch by Dawson Knox right here. We're going to see him go up, grab it. Yep, he gets both feet in bounds. Great awareness by Dawson Knox to pull in the ball and get both of his feet in bounds there on the sideline. And now the Buffalo Bills set, and Pittsburgh's going to challenge it, but I'll tell you right now, that is definitely a completed catch there by Dawson Knox. I think they're really going to look to see if he has possession right there. He's got both hands on the ball while both feet are on the ground. That is a textbook catch right there, Justice.
Absolutely. We got a little toe drag swag, just a little bit, or maybe more of a toe tap, but in either case, I think this is definitely a catch as we wait for the referee's ruling here on the field.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field stands.
So that is now 3 failed challenges from both of these coaches here today. And if you're the Pittsburgh Steelers, that one hurts as it takes away a crucial timeout.
Yeah, it does. And right now you're going to need all the timeouts you can get, only with 3:19 here, in the Bills in really the position to be able to put this game 2 scores down.
Zach Moss, listen, these Pittsburgh Steelers boys got off this bus ready to hit as they take another hit stick. And he hangs on to the ball, though. It'll be 2nd and goal.
Yeah, and right here, we're going to see the Buffalo Bills just continue to probably run the ball a little bit and run this clock down because they're in prime position to really put this game away. So we'll see what Josh Allen does here.
Josh Allen drops back to pass. Ooh, he was under some pressure there, and that fell to the ground as it could have been dangerous.
Yeah, and And Josh Allen, again, feeling the pressure again, making a pretty errant throw with nobody in the real vicinity of it. But this Pittsburgh defensive line has really come alive in these last 2 quarters, and they have made Josh Allen's day much, much harder.
Josh Allen using his legs on 3rd and goal. Finds his man, Stephon Diggs. And when you need a dagger, who do you go to besides number 14? That's going to do it for us, ladies and gentlemen.
Or at least that's what we think. There's still 2 minutes and 28 seconds left. We've seen much crazier.
With 1 timeout, down by 10, it's going to take a miracle for the Steelers to come back in this game, but we have seen crazier. Josh Allen does, what you want about Josh Allen in the second half. He performed when he needed to. He came through in the clutch. He gives it to his all-pro receiver, Stephon Diggs, and they're now up by 8 points.
And how about the adjustments made by the comment section? I wasn't going to say anything, people in the comment section, about the Diggs punt animation with the ball falling out of his hand, but I definitely think, how about the adjustments made by Pittsburgh on their defense, really, to make Josh Allen's day much harder than it was in the first half? Right now, Josh Allen has had to work for these points that they've gotten in the second half, whereas it almost seemed like it was way too easy to get in the first, Justus.
Yeah, it absolutely was. And the Pittsburgh Steelers did everything they needed to do except capitalize on the opportunities they had. Josh Allen, they almost had an interception. Of course, they missed on that first down attempt. They could have held the Bills to 3 points there and still got an opportunity to score a touchdown. Now they're down by 9, and we'll see. They need to score quickly and then get an onside kick. Mitch Trubisky comes back onto the field.
Yeah, and right now the Pittsburgh Steelers have had every opportunity to be able to take this game right now, but still just haven't been able to do anything offensively that is actually going to make the difference in this game. While, yes, there are 47 points on the board there, the defense, a huge reason for that.
Trubisky is dropping back to pass. That's going to be incomplete. Going to be second and 10.
And he knew he wasn't going to find anybody there. Greg Rousseau back out on the field, just absolutely barreling down towards him. Just great play by Mitch Trubisky there to live another down and throw the ball away.
Second and 10. Ball on the Pittsburgh 20. We got just above 80 seconds left in this game. We got a screen pass coming. It's not going to do very much except take us to 3rd and 10.
Pretty much, that if you're going to run a screenplay in a simulation in Madden, it's going to be a wasted down, at least when it comes to the CPUs here. And right now, we're seeing that now at 3rd and 10, this is a huge down here for the Steelers.
Trubisky in the gun. Another screen. It's not going to work as the Bills sniffed it out, and Trubisky didn't even want to throw a ball to his back. He did anyway, but he throws him to the dirt instead, and now the Steelers are going to have to go for it here on 4th and 10.
Which is not ideal, because if you do not convert this pretty much is game, even if the Buffalo Bills were to just take knees and then kick the field goal.
Trubisky with the game on the line.
He's launching
Throwing it deep. And
it's caught?
That's going to be caught out of bounds. And that'll do it, ladies and gentlemen. George Pickens did catch the pass, but it looks like he stepped out of bounds before he could secure it. And Stephon Diggs is our player of the game today with 8 receptions, 128 yards, and 3 touchdowns. He's been a man amongst boys, and the Bills are going to take home the W in Week 5, Jake.
There's still 2 minutes left. Never say never, but right now the Buffalo Bills in full control here. We'll see what they do, if they just take the knees or if they like to rub it in a little bit and go and get 7 more to put them at 64 points.
Josh Allen drops back to pass. He finds Dawson Knox, who steps out of bounds, and instead of just taking the W here and running out the clock, it looks like they're going to continue to try to put points and yards on the board, and it'll be 1st and goal from the 7-yard line with just over 60 seconds to play. I'm sorry, 120 seconds to play here in the fourth quarter. Josh Allen
Wide
finds his man wide open. It's Dawson Knox for the touchdown. And that'll 2-minute warning is now here on us. It is 62-47. The Buffalo Bills up big on the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah, Dawson Knox just left wide open there. It looks like these Pittsburgh Steelers maybe have admitted defeat right there, but right now we're going to see, and they're going to go for two just to rub it in a little bit more.
Josh Allen drops back the pass on the conversion. He's going to use his legs, and he's going to score easily. So the comeback attempt was made by the Steelers, and it was a valiant effort, but even after that, it looks like the Buffalo Bills were going to win this one, and they did, as we heard here. 2 minutes left in this game. The Buffalo Bills are up big on this team, up by 17 points. The Steelers have one timeout left, and this was a pretty good game, Jake.
It has been, and what you can't say is that the Pittsburgh Steelers did not try. They still have that heart of a Mike Tomlin team, as we're going to see the kickoff here to Gunnar Olszewski, who's going to take it again for probably still not his best return, or matching his best return of the game. And right now, yeah, you got to say they've still had a heart, and they've come out there and fought. Yeah, it hasn't gone their way, but still to put up 47 points regardless is still a hell of a fight here.
Valiant effort made by Mitch Trubisky in this offense, as well as Najee Harris in this offense. But there is still 2 minutes on the board. We can see a touchdown and a 2-point conversion, we can see a touchdown and an onside kick. Crazier things happen as we see what Mitch Trubisky will do with his final attempt. Drops back the pass. Another screen pass is coming. This one doesn't work either. They complete the pass, but Teron Johnson sniffs it out.
Yeah, and you're just going to see here this clock keeps on ticking down more and more for these Pittsburgh Steelers with only one timeout left. We're going to see what they do. You'd like to see them work the sidelines a little bit more and use this no huddle, try to maybe go down the field fast and score. We've seen them do it before.
Play action. Trubisky launches. Whoa. He had his man, Pat Fryer, move down the field. Looked like a good throw and could have been caught, but knocked out at the last minute by the defensive back.
Yeah, great coverage and great defense by the Bills there. Pat Fryermuth could have come down with it. Minute 23 here. The clock has stopped. We're going to see what's going on. Right here is Mitch Trubisky is set to pass it again.
3rd and 7. The blitz is on. Trubisky finds his man, Chase Claypool, takes it down to the 40-yard line, and the Steelers need to hurry it up here as they get down into Buffalo territory.
Yeah, they do. Josh Allen over there celebrating. Just a great throw by Mitch Trubisky to find I wouldn't even say it's a mismatch. Never mind, I can't say anything. No huddle right here, Justus.
Trubisky out of the pocket, using his feet. Finds his man on the sideline. He stays in bounds. Deontay Johnson takes it down to the 12-yard line, and they're going to have to hurry up again here.
Let's see what's going on here. But right now, Pittsburgh, in position, still on the 12-yard line. They could score right here, but it might just all be in vain.
Trubisky throws and is complete. Down. Deontay Johnson again on the sideline. However, that one is going to get out of bounds. 21 seconds left on the Bills' 7-yard line. Not impossible, but very unlikely. They need to score here first.
Yeah, and we'll see. Great job getting out of bounds there to stop the clock, but with 21 seconds left, again, not saying it's impossible, but not very probable.
Trubisky facing the blitz, finds his man, Pat Fryermuth, touchdown Steelers. They maybe would have liked to have this on the last drive, but nonetheless, they get their touchdown, and they are going to be down here by 10, pending the extra point, and it's just a little too late.
Yeah, little too late for this, but again, maybe this should show them that the Steelers are a team that I think under the right situation can still win in this league and have been going toe-to-toe with the Buffalo Bills, who are the odds-on Super Bowl favorite this year. So we're gonna see. But I'm not sure. I probably would have just gone for 2 there, maybe try to make the point differential under double digits, but Mike Tomlin just taking the extra point and leaving 18 seconds left to get us out of here in Orchard Park.
Going for 2 would have been smart there, keeping it a 1-possession game, especially right now, as you're probably going to be going for this onside kick here, as we see Boswell lining it up. But nonetheless, they did not go for 2. It is a 10-point game, 2-possession game with just 18 seconds left and 1 timeout for the away team. It looks like it's pretty much over, but first, we'll let you see what happens with this onside kick. Very horrible onside kick, picked up by Dawson Knox. And that'll do it for this game, ladies and gentlemen, as the Bills pick up the onside kick.
Yeah, and Josh Allen's probably going to come out here and take the knee, send us out of here. Again, a hard-fought game. Of course, you knew 2 coaches that have history going back to William and Mary. And right now, you always knew it was going to be a good game, but Buffalo Bills going to come out of this one, and that will make them 5-0 on the season, Justus.
5-0 on the season as the Steelers unnecessarily take a timeout, but we'll see another knee here to end the game. And won't you guys join us again next week as the Buffalo Bills take on the Kansas City Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes. Buffalo Bills are going to go to Arrowhead. They're going to be playing against Patrick Mahomes and those Chiefs. The new look Chiefs, by the way, without Tyreek Hill. What do you expect from that matchup, Jake?
I'm still expecting it to be a hard-fought game. I think that secondary is going to be a little bit weaker for the Kansas City Chiefs without Tyrann Mathieu, and I think he was really the heart and soul of that. We just want to thank everybody who's come out, and if you're not going to stick around for the post-game show, make sure that you slap the subscribe button, hit the bell so that you know when these are going up. We have live shows throughout the week. We also have a fan base presentation of the top 100 Buffalo Bills players of all time that you're going to want to be looking out for. So if you're a Bills fan, slap the subscribe button. But if you're an NFL fan too, and you just like seeing these simulations and seeing your team, maybe you want to stick around and see how the Bills do for the rest of the season. So make sure you slap the subscribe button and the like button on the way out. So I want to thank some of the people that have been in here, Mad Mafia, and we are going to, switch us around. There we go. So we're in our proper places. Tommy Bills, in here, Steve
Buffalo
B.
Bills. The matchup versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. So shout out to everybody in the comment section as well. I did just want to be able to get the score out there for the guys. It was the Buffalo Bills 64, Pittsburgh Steelers 54. That was a great game. That was a lot of fun.
It was, and really the Steelers coming back at the end, really because of their defense. I mean, what can I say? Look, it's Madden, right? Like, there was some BS in that game. It's not the most realistic thing. I wish it was the most realistic simulation football game that we had, but since they have a monopoly on that, Madden does, and EA, we can't get any more simulation football games. Maybe when the arcade style NFL 2K game comes out, maybe we'll have that streamed on here as well, since that is an active development. I heard Tommy talking about them bringing back college football. Don't get your hopes up. It's going to be a reskinned Madden with college players. Like, they always put in the bare minimum. Trust me, I play test the game every single year. So they probably won't invite me back if they see any of this stuff, but we all know I'm not afraid of that. It's kind of boring. There's something to go every single year. But yeah, I want to thank everybody that's been a Bills fan. 1970 saying Madden still sucks, but you guys are great. Thank you, Steve B. Good job, guys. That's fun. Yeah, man, we were I kind of struggled there at the end a little bit with some commentary, some of the things that I said, just losing my track of mind. But, you kind of say the same things over and over again. And, you kind of get whenever you get your stuff all jumbled up in your head, it's kind of hard to recover from that. So, but we're learning. We're still trying.
There was a couple where that happened to me as well. Just, everything jumbled up. But it was a good game. It was a great game, actually. It looked like a blowout in the beginning, and Pittsburgh Steelers started to make their way back, and they ended up coming back, and they were only down by 8 points at one point after being down by, 4 scores, 28 points at a time.
Yeah.
Mitch Trubisky didn't look good in the first half, looked amazing in the second half. Josh Allen didn't look great in the second half, but looked amazing in the first half. So talk about the duality of the quarterback matchup today.
Yeah, it was, again, Madden is a game that really, like when you do a simulation and you're not controlling it, you will see that sometimes teams flip and you see people making these uncharacteristic mistakes that maybe you didn't see them make in the first quarter. So like you saw in the first half, Josh Allen seemed unstoppable. Mitch Trubisky wasn't making all that great of plays, not terrible. But then in the second half, it completely flipped. Mitch Trubisky was making some pretty good plays, still got sacked quite a few times. And then Josh Allen was completely selling in the game. So it's kind of just what they did. It's almost like if you wanted to write a really good football game on paper, and you went, all right, the first half, this team gets up real big. But then in the second half, this team makes a miraculous comeback. And they're really, they're pushing them at the end of the game. And then the team that you kind of expected to win still pulls it out in the end. That's kind of a formula that they have here. We've seen it already a couple times. That happened in the Dolphins game too. But still a great game overall to watch. I really liked the defense of the Steelers actually looking like what I think the Steelers defense will look like this year. Maybe they get a few great plays from their secondary, and their defensive line they become absolute monsters and they attack the ball. That seemed more realistic in the second half, whereas in the first half they looked like cupcakes.
Yeah, that was absolutely. Mafia says Bills are 5-0 and Allen is on the way to an MVP. So Madden looks realistic on some fronts. So talk about that. The Bills are 5-0, right? They beat a lot of interconference rivals, right? They've also beaten some divisional rivals, right? They have Josh Allen, again, looking like an MVP, even though he didn't have a good second half. Really, the only thing that is permanent on his record that came from that game that was negative was that interception in the fourth quarter. So talk about how Josh Allen's chances of winning the MVP up to this point.
Again, everybody's going to have a bad game. You've seen it even in the years that Aaron Rodgers has won the MVP. He has bad games. Look, Josh Allen, even in his bad game, is still putting up 400 plus yards passing. It's exactly what. And I know that we're a Bills channel, but this is just kind of how Madden is taking it. And right now, Josh Allen is, I would say, the front runner of MVP, at least right now. It's very realistic from that standpoint. Josh Allen has been absolutely amazing. And yeah, he had some hard moments, but he was going up a really good defense coached by Mike Tomlin. So, right now, Allen, I would say, is the MVP of the league right now, at least for us. And that is a very good possibility this year in real life as well.
Looking at the first quarter of the game, the first quarter of the season, the first 4 games, Devin Singletary was a madman, and he had 2 or 4 really, really good weeks, and the other 2 weeks were kind of but still decent, which every running back does. But today, it looked like James Cook really took the reins. Do you expect to see more James Cook later this season, or is it, you expect Devin Singletary to bounce back?
I still expect them to kind of use them as a tandem. James Cook probably more in screen games than lined out wide, but we did see a couple of runs right up the middle by James Cook as well. James Cook running to the outside is an absolute weapon. And like I said, the reason they drafted him, like when he punched in that touchdown, is when a defender's diving at his feet, he has that second gear that he can switch into and get that burst of speed, which is something that Devin Singletary maybe doesn't have as much of. He can still switch into a different gear, but the top end speed isn't as fast. So I think they're going to use Devin Singletary as a more power strong guy up the middle. So you're going to see them really split. I don't think you're going to really see one guy really take the reins more than the other. I think you're probably going to still see the 60-40 split, with Singletary getting most of the carries and James Cook getting a lot of the outside gadget type of running back plays.
So we saw Stephon Diggs become our player of the game today. We saw Jamison Crowder have a really good day. Dawson Knox had a really good day. we didn't see very much OJ Howard. Gabriel Davis only had a few catches.
He had a touchdown.
Isaiah McKenzie had a few catches. He did have a touchdown. Isaiah McKenzie had a few catches. So we're used to Josh Allen kind of spreading the ball around and a lot, and he didn't really do that today. He really, looked out for his main targets.
Yeah, and I mean, credit to Levi Wallace. We only really saw him one time on a pass interference play on Gabe Davis, but Gabe Davis, really was pretty much locked down the entire game with and I don't know why exactly the game put Levi Wallace, the supposed number one corner, on Gabe Davis instead of Stephon Diggs, but he still did good in his role and he held down Gabe Davis pretty much, to only having a real couple of big spectacular plays, if anything. Other than that, you didn't really hear much out of that. So yeah, Josh Allen usually spreads the ball around a lot. He got it to guys like Stephon Diggs, who made the great play on Cam Sutton, and plenty of touchdowns. I think he had 3 touchdowns on the day. Like he was an absolute stud today. And yeah, Josh Allen didn't spread it as much, but it still spread around to more than enough, I believe. And where you minus Gabe Davis out of that, throw in that position James Cook, who also had a few great catches with some yards as well. So definitely, I would have to say that Josh Allen still passed it around, but there were less opportunities to do that because Josh Allen was selling a little bit more towards the end of the game, where he was making some mistakes. So there weren't as many opportunities to get it all around to all these guys.
Yeah, he absolutely spread the ball around as much as a normal quarterback would this week. Just previous in the season, he was being absolutely just prolific with it, making it happen all over the field. But he did still spread the ball around today. But it was a great game. He continues his MVP campaign, and the Buffalo Bills defeat the Pittsburgh Steelers 64-54. The Buffalo Bills continue their trend. They are 5-0. And ladies and gentlemen, I got some news for you. Okay, all right. Josh Allen looks good. Devin Singletary looks good. Stephon Diggs, Gabriel Davis. This defense looks good. All these people look good. But guess what? Those guys looked good last year too, and they won the game in the regular season. But 13, we're at 2 hours, 46 minutes, and 13 seconds. And speaking of 13 seconds, we got the team, the Kansas City Chiefs, coming. Or no, we're going to Arrowhead, I believe.
Yeah,
scheduled, and we're going to the home of Patrick Mahomes. Right, going Andy Reid, Eric Bieniemy. Okay, Juju Smith-Schuster, Marquez Valdez-Scantling. Okay, all right. Chris Jones and Tyrann Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. A lot of great players.
He's not there anymore, Justice. Tyrann Mathieu's gone.
Tyrann Mathieu is not there.
That's why I said that second. They got the guy from Houston, Justin Reid.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we got, we're going on the road to take it to Arrowhead next year versus the Chiefs, and that is obviously a rematch of the divisional matchup. The Bills beating the Chiefs in Arrowhead last year, but couldn't beat them the second time in Arrowhead in the playoffs. What do you think they do next week in the Madden simulation?
Yeah. So I really don't think now, if I just had to go on the defense, and what I think really the only thing that can save the Kansas City Chiefs next week is that Patrick Mahomes absolutely takes over. I don't think that just on paper, the weapons that they have, if you just put them up matchup against matchup, really you're going to have to see a lot out of Travis Kelce, and you're going to have to see good games out of both Marquez Valdez-Scantling and Juju Smith-Schuster, which, that's not always the case. Usually one guy dominates a little bit more than the other. I think you're going to have both those guys go off. And again, their secondary just is not built to really handle all of what the weapons that the Buffalo Bills are going to throw at them, whether it's their 2 tight ends or their running backs that they can line out there with, their receivers that are all fast. And it's just going to be much harder for them to do because they're basically their lifeline of their secondary, Tyrann Mathieu. They let go. They let him go. And on their offense, one of their giant lifebloods of their offense, Tyreek Hill, they let him go and they traded him away. So I think that you're going to see this Chiefs team. I think they're going to struggle next week. I really think they do. I want it to be a good game, obviously, because we have to call it. But I could really see it being a situation like earlier in the year when we played the Rams, where it was just an absolute blowout.
So a lot of people have been saying the only reason the Bills have been winning like this is because they have a good roster, because they have a quarterback with a plus 95 rating and all this other stuff. Well, next week will be the week. We'll see what happens because the Chiefs have a good roster. They have a quarterback with probably a higher rating than Josh Allen. And so we'll see who is the best team. But that will do it for us, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you guys so much for tuning in with us today. We brought you, week 5, Baltimore Ravens versus the Buffalo Bills, where the Buffalo Bills beat the Ravens 64-54. Josh Allen continues his MVP campaign. And, we saw some Mr. Trubisky. Trubisky looked good, but couldn't quite get it done. We'll see if Pat Mahomes is able to get it done next week versus these Buffalo Bills. But thank you, everybody who tuned in tonight. Those of you guys in the comment section, those of you guys watching on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, wherever you might be tuning in from, thank you so much. You guys know we appreciate every single like, subscription, retweet, share, repost, comment, every single, little piece of engagement you guys give to us. We appreciate it because this is all for you. I'm Justice General Rafford. That's my guy, Jake Jordan. This is the official network of the original Bills Mafia. Bills 5-0. We'll see if they can go 6-0 next week versus the Kansas City Chiefs. You should stay tuned to find out. We'll see you guys next week. Well, we'll actually see you guys on Friday night. So make sure you guys tune into the Lowdown as well as First Round Bye. Tune into Justice for All Tuesday night. And I'll see you guys then. But until then, go Bills.